Welcome to another night of the ICL on a Wednesday. We've got Division B. Oh, how can I hear myself? Oh. We'll start over. Right. We'll just pretend the 8 people watching right now can't hear that. I can still hear myself. Oh, I had a Twitch window open somewhere I didn't know. All right. Welcome to the ICL on a Wednesday, here with Division B, and we're going to play everyone's favorite game, where you guess who are you listening to. And they can talk whenever they want to, so you can try to guess.
All right, I suppose I should start talking so they can guess.
It is one of the things you're allowed to do. Or, I mean, it's better than yesterday when Franz was just like, "It's me, Franz, from the Lorcana Lazy Boys." It's just like, well, I think.
Well, that I think gives it away.
I mean,
we won't say who it is.
I want someone else to do that, but then, like, just say there's somebody else. Like,
that would be very funny. I think if I did that, I would say that I'm somebody else, but I think that it would give it away.
You'd say,
because there is one person that I'm constantly interchanged with.
Oh. Are you one of the many people that get confused with Katie?
I am not.
Oh.
So I do now have glasses, so maybe I could be added to that list.
Oh, it's JDZ. Oh, of course JDZ's here. My Australian accent needs a little bit of work. It wasn't as good as Garrick's was when he was talking.
It was not. I do agree with that. Garrett's was top tier.
Oh yeah. My echolalia is just triggering off of the music that you can't even hear, actually, but chat can. Any more guesses? Just JDZ. I'm assuming we could
guesses here.
Show who they are, who we are. Sorry, I gotta move something real quick, like. But tonight's match, we have a pretty good one going. We have the Sunflower Illumineers versus Impact TCG. Boop. Did anyone guess Courtney? I guessed Courtney.
You guessed Courtney?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, I also knew about a week ago that this was going to happen.
That's
fair. So that is fair. We do miss you this season. The squad.
I am sad to not be playing this season. We just couldn't quite get enough people to commit and not have to scramble week from week.
Why does real life have to be so real life?
Yeah, that's what I said. The best was when you asked if I had a 9-to-5 job, and I was like, yes, I do. The job does have to pay for the shiny cardboard, so I sadly work.
So I have this issue where I just assume everyone else has the exact same life as me. I'm just like, are you the trophy, like, spouse? I'm the trophy spouse.
I wish I was. I constantly try to get my husband to make me a trophy wife, but it's not going to happen anytime soon.
That is fair. It's probably more expensive wherever you live than where I live as well.
I don't think by a ton. We're in Fort Worth.
Your rent is probably 2 to 3 times my rent.
Fair. We're lucky we bought our house in 2020. So we are never moving because we can't afford to move.
Still a blast to be able to own your own property there. A blessing when able to get that done, for sure.
Absolutely. We're very lucky. My husband was in the military, so that is what gave us that ability, because we were able to use a VA loan. So
nice. So I want to just be like, your husband's in the military, Liam is in the military. Did they know each other? You know, as if
they did
there's not.
But my
millions of
husband was in
people.
the army, so also army. So I feel like
There's a
all
chance.
the good branch, as I would joke.
And Bro Hamilton too. Like I'm sure they all shared a bunk. Um, Air Force. Oh, everyone's coming out in chat. I did not serve. My grandfather was in the Air Force, and I think my wife's like grandparents and dad. I think they were Marines. Got a Navy shout out. I don't remember. But with the Sunflowers tonight, we've got Bro Hamilton in chat. You know, it is his squad. So he's got to be really excited here. And we have Impact TCG, formerly Rod Gaston's squad, but he handed it off to Brooms to run, at least for the ICL season. Breezy had a parlay on Loungers, and now Impact tonight. So that's there. Who are you rooting for so far?
I lean towards Sunflower Illumineers because I have played against them a few times, so I feel like I've had good experiences with them. I know I've played against Impact TCG, but like I don't know why the Sunflower just immediately was who I picked first. So no shade to Impact.
Could be the logo, could be the vibes, who knows. Very friendly people on that squad. I visit them occasionally. They're down in Kansas, so it's one of the few other groups or areas I could play Lorcana.
Between the cornfields.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is we're the Cornhuskers, but like we don't really have much corn. Like that's mostly in Iowa. Which is weird. I don't know. Random Nebraska thought there. But so you were saying something about Evan Williams before these other people jump in to defend themselves.
Bob Evans, yes.
Bob Evans, or
I have
whatever
so
that
many
place is
questions
called.
about the Bob Evans tier ranking.
Billy said $6 margarita. Woman.
Forward it to me, Katie. Send it to me.
It's the lemon $6
Send it
lemon
to me,
margarita
Katie.
just dropped.
Send it to me.
Show it to me, Joey.
Ooh.
Oh
Someone
my
just
God.
sent like a screenshot from the tier list to Chili's Corp. Just like,
Sponsor
look at
me,
this.
Chili's, please.
Sponsor Katie of the Illumineers. Nope, of
What?
the.
There-
I want to say
it's Katie of
Get
the-
it
Innkeeper.
together, dude.
Katie of the Lore Keepers, and we call
Lore
our people,
Keepers.
my fans, the innies. Lore Keepers and the innies. Thoughts? I don't have any yet.
I think that's about on par for Wonderkin. Maybe a
Wonderkins
little...
and the innies. Wonderkins, innies, and Larinians, and then we have the chatties.
the
The
Lurinians.
enchanted chatties.
I'll take it.
Oh,
I'll take the
the
Chatties.
Lairinians. Okay,
Yeah.
I think
The innings is a choice.
Oh,
I think the
innies.
Chatties win that one though.
You can get a Margarita of the Month Club sweatshirt.
Whoa, now hold on.
That's
Get-
incredible.
Get me in the club.
Oh my
Forget Club
gosh.
33, dude. Get me in the Margarita of the Month at Chili's. I'm a certified. I want to walk into Chili's like I own the place.
You have Chili's dripped in Chili's merch.
You mean like
My
a
badge is right here. I'll take my seat at the bar, please.
Mr. Chili's was my father.
Yeah, and bring out my chips and queso dip, please.
The usual. The triple dipper.
if you are part of the club, you get free chips and.
It is so true. I have to see what my rewards are. I'm bad. You guys. talk
Is
about
that a
this
fact?
stuff.
I'd be worried, Katie. You're talking about Chili's, and then they DM you in the emails about Chili's. I'm scared. I think that might be a little bit of some
Please,
AI there.
I would love to be like. That's how I get targeted. Is like I'm in. I'm sponsored by Chili's. Hey, sponsor the pod, Chili's. Go ahead for one
You'll be
margarita.
flexing on everybody.
Oh my gosh,
in the
heavy play.
community.
What? Sorry, it's Chili's meta.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get those heavy play Chili sleeves. I mean,
I'm
Ooh,
hosting a CCQ at Chili's.
The C stands for Chili's Continental Qualified.
Yeah.
Hey guys, my name is JDZ Quest, and when I'm not questing, I'm going to Chili's. Double dippers for me. I'm JD. Yeah, we can do that. That can
Honestly,
work.
I'll sell out. That's
Yeah.
I will sell my
I-
soul.
That's how I feel about Diet Coke. I'm waiting for them to sponsor me.
It's
It's
fair.
gonna
You
happen.
really did all the Diet Coke this weekend. I mean, if anybody, you had the blazer, you were blazed up for, but you were wearing a blazer for Diet Coke. Not a lot of people go as hard as you did for that beverage, and
Dude,
that
I'm
shouldn't go
gonna-
unnoticed.
I'm gonna start a Dr Pepper Invitational here in Nebraska.
I do
Okay.
have, but that's actually a Texas beverage. Diet Dr Pepper. Not
I'll
Diet
do
Pepper,
a
Dr. Pepper.
Sprite invitational. Sprite is my drink of choice.
That's
I,
crazy.
I heard rumors that somebody is trying to do a Pepsi Invitational because they thought the Diet Coke Invitational was so cool, and I was like, who wants
Cancel it.
that much Pepsi?
Yeah, no one's going. That's
Yeah.
actually a criminal.
My great aunt. That's it. She's the one keeping the company
She's the
alive.
one doing it.
Every
Courtney's
time we went
friends.
over, it'd be like, "You want a Pepsi?" I'd be like, "I'd die for a Coke right now. You got that?"
And that's,
I-
honestly, that was one of the issues I had this weekend. Was all the restaurants we went to this weekend in Sacramento? They're all Pepsi-based organizations.
I'll
Why
have
are we
water or a margarita.
Why are we
Yeah,
signing
yeah,
up?
thank
Who's
you.
what
Thank you,
restaurants
Chad.
are signing up with Pepsi? They got to be owned by the PepsiCo, the restaurant, to be serving Pepsi. Because everyone's disappointed when it happens. Just sign the contract with Coke.
It's
It's
expensive. It's actually more
Is a
expensive.
Pepsi okay?
no. I don't want a
Hard pass.
Starry. I want a Sprite. I
Yeah,
don't
Starry's
want...
made up.
Oh, yeah, that's so bad that they switched the name because they couldn't get the Instagram.
Sierra Mist was worse. Starry's better, but like, you're not Sprite.
To
you're
be,
not
I mean,
Coke.
I think that just shows how good Dr Pepper is because Mr Pibb is fire. I like
What a
Mr
sentence.
Pibb.
What I like how we're all like, yeah, you pop off, King, whatever.
I would actually agree. I am not typically a regular soda drinker, and Mr. Pibb and Dr. Pepper are the two regular pops that I will drink.
Any Dr.
Soda,
Thun-
whatever you call
any,
it.
Not
any
seeing a Mr.
Dr.
Pibb
Thunder
anywhere.
fans out
I actually
Yeah, we're
don't
not
like
Dr.
the Walmart brand Dr Pepper though.
We're not Dr. Thunder gamers over
Dr.
here, but I do
Thunder.
enjoy Courtney with the pop. Is
I'm
that
from
some?
Chicago, so it's
it
pop.
Pop.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
what I
soda
grew
for
up
me.
with.
I say so. I like. You grew up with pop too, Garrett.
I
You're
got
pop fan?
mocked
No, I'm
for
soda.
it as a child.
So
We
like,
grew up,
I got it-
literally
I got it
50
teased
miles
out of me.
apart. Like we were 50 miles apart, and you're like, sorry, I'm in the pop side of whatever the county line is.
Well, that was.
I'm gonna
I
start-
just
I'm
think it
gonna
was my
start chopping pop.
parents.
Okay,
I guess.
your parent, you had pop
Real
side.
So,
ones
like-
say soda pop. It was a great
Yeah, I
it
say
was a great
sody pop,
divide in this country. We called it soda pop, and then when they went to war with each other, and now you're either soda or you're pop. There's no soda
That's why
pop
they used
heads
to
out
what
there.
happened famously.
Yeah.
Or if you're from where I'm from, and this is very embarrassing.
It's just
I hate to
Coke?
even
Huh.
admit this. It was just Coke. Everything was Coke. Hey, can
I
I
mean-
get
Yeah,
a
that's
Coke?
wild.
What kind of
That's
Coke? Oh,
wild.
let me get a Sprite.
Yeah, that's great.
So JD grew up as just like, you want a Coke? Yeah,
Like
I'll have a Dr Pepper. Sorry,
have a
we have
Fanta.
Pepsi
That
products.
was the biggest thing to get used to when I lived in
Mm.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening here? What do you mean? What kind of Coke?
You know.
Can I get a Coke?
What
I'll
kind?
have a Pepsi.
Exactly.
That's crazy talk. Orange soda though. Anyone orange soda? I love orange soda.
You do,
Yeah.
you do.
Shout out
Ooh,
Keenan
yeah.
and Kel. They got me addicted to it, and I can't. I'll go to a restaurant. I'll get a Crush. I'll get a Fanta. People look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, it's
No, that's a
orange
good
soda.
choice.
It's
I
delicious.
love a person who's crushing root beers with their dinner. Like that's such a flex to be like,
I
can I have a
don't-
root beer? Let's go
We got
hard.
mug,
Dude,
mug
Barks
or
root beer.
Barks?
Barks.
I'm a
Barks.
sucker if there's a root beer float on the menu.
Oh,
I
for
am
sure,
known
That's not
sure.
bad. That's not
to
bad.
to grab that up if it is on the menu.
Yeah, that's not bad. I take a root beer float, but
I'll
I
take a
think
float
my
all day.
soda or my pop or whatever. I'm just gonna start saying pop now because that kind of feels good. I'm gonna try that out for the next couple of years and see how it lands. on me.
Pop.
But I'm gonna say
How
pop.
do you say shoes? Do you say shoes? You say sneakers? Do you say tennis shoes? What
I
do
say
you say?
tennis shoes. I
Tennis
say
shoes.
shoes. Yeah.
What,
Tennis
what do you-
shoes?
Yeah.
Tenor shoes is crazy. Tenor,
Tenor
shoes? No,
shoes.
not tenor shoes. We can't be going.
I don't
tenor
know
shoes.
why, but that's always how I
I got
say
my
it. And then
tenor shoes.
What
I'll
is
say tennis shoes.
Tennis
The
shoes
room in the-
goes crazy.
it? The like room in the front of your house. What do you call that?
That is my
The
living
foyer.
room?
The foyer.
Living room?
room? Okay.
No. Usually, I mean, it could be a
I
different
call it
room,
a
but
front room.
A
Front.
front
Okay, now
room.
you're
Bruh.
now you got
Courtney,
the
you're just
Girl.
whimsical. You're just
now
That's-
you're,
that's-
now,
that's-
I've heard people
Now
call it
you're
a den.
yanking
You're
our
just a
thing.
den.
the den. What do you mean? What the den?
The
is?
how do you
den?
feel about
Okay,
a
that's- yeah.
rumpus room?
Den? Den is not a room.
A den is a
Chicago,
room. A
very
den
much
is a
a
room.
It
Yeah,
is,
that
but
is a
who
room.
calls it? We've
I don't
got
think a lot
a
of people think,
dining room and a
den is
living
like
room,
Maybe a study
kitchen.
could be a den.
A study,
Whoa,
like a.
I'm
I
not
feel
in
like
the tax bracket to have a study.
A den goes
Yeah.
from a den to a rumpus room if there's a pool table in it. I think that's how
I
that
think
works.
you also
I
need
think that's
carpet.
the
You
law.
need indoor-outdoor carpet for a rumpus room, and it's got to be in a
But what about a
basement.
conversation pit? I wish I had a
Ooh.
conversation. I had one.
That
My
would be
uncle in the
fire.
house with the conversation pit. I was like, this is not. I'm just gonna sit here and be below the floor a bit.
Floor, yeah.
Fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's the floor, and here's me.
That's for sure a den. That's a den-like activity.
yeah,
If you got to
that's the
step
den.
down into it,
Mhm.
but it's not a basement. That's for sure a den.
I'd
Or
be
a living room.
walking to the kitchen in the middle of the night and like fall in it and die. Like
No, there's
that.
beanbags in there, baby. You can't die.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, just
It's a
beanbags.
soft
I-
fall.
Carpeted,
It's
you're
not,
fine.
it's not a pit you
Yeah,
die.
it's not a pit with like spears at the bottom. It's a conversation.
I'd hit my head on that corner. I'm
Sharpen
very
pointy
clumsy.
sticks. Oh my goodness.
Okay,
What are we doing? What are we doing here? We gotta,
You want to know something
we
really terrible?
brought TNAP into ICL and we are sorry. Let's
I
talk.
cannot. I feel so bad because someone paid for a coaching session with Sky, and I'm just hooting and hollering towards the wall. Someone is trying
Ask-
to get real coaching on how to be good for set champs, and I'm like, Chili's is so good.
Hey,
Ask their student if
part
they
of being
say
good.
shoes, sneakers, or tennis shoes.
Or
That's
tenors.
I
tenor.
love sneakers though. I'll be honest. I said tennis shoes for a long time,
Yeah.
and then I just cut it down to shoes for years. And
Yeah.
when I got into college, I was like, I'm gonna give sneakers a shot.
Sneakers
a-
is good.
Big sneakers guy.
yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not playing tennis. I never
Yeah.
have.
I'm
So,
sneaking.
so you still say sneakers?
I've gone back to shoes, but I want to
Yeah.
get back on sneakers.
I think shoes,
love
every
I think
shoe's
shoes
not a
just isn't
sneaker.
descriptive enough because if I say, "Hey, I'm wearing my shoes,"
Yeah.
I can wear like some dress up hard bottom shoes. Those
Or
are
Crocs.
shoes to me.
Well, no,
I
you
was
you
like,
call
I've
those
been
dress
channeling
shoes.
Yeah, those are
Crocs
well. It's
people.
you
You're wearing
Yeah.
shoes while you cast. I love
You got your
that
basketball
for
shoes, your tennis shoes, your dress-up
you
shoes.
go.
Okay,
You
all
gotta
right, hold on,
decide.
hold on. Katie brings up a good point. Are you a shoes inside person?
Absolutely not. Can't do it.
me.
No,
No.
I
these
actually
are my
start
inside
yelling.
shoes.
Yeah, house shoes. A nice pair of
I do
I
have
have to
house
wear
slippers.
shoes.
You take
Yeah.
your shoes off when you get into my house.
And
Okay.
it's so scary
Yeah, I
when
know,
you're
I
around
hated it.
somebody that wears shoes because I've recently come into a situation where we were at odds on such things, and it is a lot of be like, it's
Yeah.
a lot of that sound.
Yeah,
And
we
it's
got
I
not fun to
mean,
be
don't
that
put your
person.
shoes on the couch for sure. I mean, they're-
No.
Wait,
if-
yeah, don't put your shoes.
Don't put them
anywhere
on my
with soft-
floor.
Yeah, if there's any
Don't put
rug
them
in
on
your
my
shoe-
carpet, dude.
I'm just instantly
Not to
thinking of
be
Chappelle
crass,
right there.
but dog, you were probably at the urinal recently. Like, take
Yeah.
your shoes off. I'm sorry.
Shoes
know,
gotta
you-
come off.
You park
Shoes
your
gotta
car
come off.
outside.
You're in the house.
You
you're in
have
my-
a-
you come to
you
my
have a
house,
dog.
Your shoes are coming off.
I take
Yeah,
her feet
but
off
my-
every day.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like I take care of my dogs and clean my dogs. So
Wipe
that
her
they're
little
inside dogs.
paws.
Yeah,
They're inside dogs.
yeah I don't.
Yeah, dog wears
She's
the
not
shoes.
going
Dogs
into
take 'em
public
off.
restrooms. Let's just say that. Like, I've never taken Zelda to go to like a stadium bath.
I do like going to people's houses where they say you can keep the shoes on. I like that. If it's not my house, I'm like, yeah, I'll keep them on for sure.
It feels too powerful. I feel like I'm defacing.
Mind if you're downstairs, you're allowed to keep your shoes on. But if you're going upstairs, then you got to
They
take
go
them
off.
off
I
because
can respect that.
That's
downstairs
I guess-
is hardwood floors.
That- yeah,
That's-
I can
mop
see
it up.
that. I can see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's my thought.
Upstairs is carpet.
We only have carpet in the bedrooms, so our main area is hardwood.
Mm.
And I have a son, a young toddler. He was toddler at the time. Obviously, he's older than now.
Recently.
But like, you can only step on so many things barefoot
Hmm.
that you're just like, no, I need to wear shoes.
Then you need house shoes.
That's-
Welcome to
that's
the
fair.
house shoe meta.
Get house shoe metal might be
Slippers.
Better
brown.
slippers. I don't like. I don't know. I couldn't. I couldn't.
You like
do
to
it
wear
so
a
hard.
shoe? You're like, no, I need it to be.
You can
fully
get
enclosed."
slippers and house shoes that you can
All right.
strap or tie.
He
We've
wants to feel
got
secure.
30 seconds for Katie, Garrick, and myself to say who we think are going to win. I already said that I'm going to go for Sunflower because that's pretty. I think Courtney also said that. But Katie, Garrick, who are you rooting for?
He said Katie first, so
I went to Buffalo Wild Wings with Sunflower Illumineers. Can't say about Impact TCG. Sunflower Illumineers 2-1 victory.
I am going to say that Impact TCG will make a crazy impact on my life today when they
I like
win
that.
this, and I bet all of my channel points on it. So
Lock it
Impact
in.
TCG.
All
All
the
right,
way through and through.
Bro Hamilton, we're about to watch you play, so get out of the channel, and well, I'll see you in a little bit.
I didn't get a chance to make my pick, Courtney. I feel
No,
neglected.
they were just
Make
like
your pick
crazy.
now.
No pick for you.
It's too late. It's all good. But Luke, I might need a couple more gigabytes on this resolution. But Courtney, I want to thank you for joining me here in the booth on the
I'm so excited to join you.
ICL. We've never had an opportunity to broadcast together. I saw you out there getting loose, getting busy, getting active for the Diet Coke Invitational. I haven't had a chance to watch all the rounds yet, but I will at some point. So thank you for being here on the ICL and sharing your time. As we got a little bit of Clarabelle action.
You tuned in a little. I was sad that I missed the Glimmer games this weekend, but they looked like a good time. The burn deck was wild.
It was nice to see. It was really, really cool to see. And it is unfortunate when they have two events at the same time, so you can't get the full attention that they both deserve. But I was able to catch the parts close towards the end, and it was a really, really good time. So thank you for being there. And shout out to the Diet Coke Invitational. As we got, hold up, wait a minute. We're cooking here with a little bit of Emerald and Amber songs. Courtney, what are we doing here on Impact TCG side?
I'm a little worried for Bro Hamilton because I played at League against an Amber Emerald deck last night, and it was rude.
Yeah, it can do some cool stuff. We're talking, I expect that there should be some Circle of Life technology in there. Maybe we can get to some Prince Philip Malicious Mean and Scary combination. Maybe we got some of the look at this family, or this is my family, or the 7-cost inkable action that can get draw 5 or search 5, add 2 characters from your deck. I think this is a viable pick, so I'm interested to see how Ross put this deck together, as Bro Hamilton is probably still going to be playing that blue-green technique. Sapphire and Emerald is going to play. Oh, a Kood. He's cooking right here already.
We're cooking. We're going to get, hopefully, a big body out there.
Yeah, so now you have 5 ink to work with. You can't shift that Clarabelle. Now Clarabelle also can potentially come through and sing another tune. Maybe you'll welcome this Tipo back to the deck. That's not a bad decision either. Tipo really has already gotten his tremendous value. He's already ramped himself, but having a potential late game brick being added back to the deck is not the worst use of your cards. And Clarabelle will allow you to draw a few more times. But maybe not doing anything, just electing to quest here and pass back on over to Bro Hamilton. What is this a deck that you played against? Did you see any of this kind of stuff?
This is exactly what happened to me. I got a Clarabelle down on turn 3 against me, and I was like, okay, good game.
And you can draw quite a bit. Granted, you didn't get too many draws, I don't think, because you weren't able to get your hand size low enough, and the Akud Edamudi was going to be able to give you another card. But never mind. Bro Hamilton is in the spice bag again and kind of going against his own known decks. Is playing Ruby and Sapphire, trying to bring that back, playing that new Scrooge McDuck. Whenever he quests, he can draw a card while taking a lore away. I think that's another pretty cool underplayed card. 4-cost uninkable. I like it.
It is a good card. I also love the new Scrooge that has been seeing a lot of play in Ruby, that you are able to boost and boost up the body of Scrooge. That is also, I'd be interested to see if Bro Hamilton has that in this build.
Maybe he's playing both, or maybe you're also playing the Floodborn Ebenezer Scrooge. I like the story going between all those Scrooges. You got one that's like super mean, the 2-cost one you're talking about. You have this one who's gradually getting a little bit nicer, but still quite mean. And then you got
still counting its coins. Yeah.
Then you got the Ebenezer at the end, the reformed one, and he's like completely resolved, and the whole story is being told. As we have another Akud at Amuti coming on through. So 5 ink to work with, now 6. What is going to be coming through from Ross Bird perspective? I like this deck a lot. I want to see what the top end of this thing can be. There's still a lot of different ways that it can go, but being able to cheat cards, being able to sing and play a tramp out, not the most powerful tramp, but
not
still
the most powerful tramp, but I can see how this can be really impactful with that Clarabelle early, when you are able to have a larger hand size and then tramp. Being able to have that draw power as well as just build your hand up even further.
Absolutely.
This is a really interesting combo. The deck I played did not have was not running the tramp in it. So this is really interesting.
And that's a very, very fair point, Courtney, because now with that tramp, even though it was played a bit early, you're able to fix your hand as well and set up your discard pile and have more capable singers available. Now, when you do eventually find your Circle of Life, that's just more options for you to draw more cards and maybe cheat more large static characters to the board easier. So it seems like it's all working together as the plan has started to consolidate. And you got a big drawing with the Clarabelle.
Big draw with the Clarabelle and the You're Welcome.
Ooh, this is looking really good for Ross. So now, I mean, I don't know a lot about Bro Hamilton's deck or how he has configured it, but there is not a board wipe. You do have some control options. What do you think Bro Hamilton needs to do to turn this thing back around? Because he's kind of losing this game pretty significantly now.
So horseman, I was like, the headless horseman is a great start. You're able to clear the board a little bit there, but having that Clarabelle on the other side is going to be a struggle that Brohamington is going to see as he is playing here, because Ross is just going to be able to keep refilling that hand over and over and not being able to kind of answer that Clarabelle quickly will be a rough go for Brohamington.
Oh, for sure. I think that the Headless Horseman taking down the Tramp, at least keeping the ability to sing another song from hand, while at the same time keep. Oh my goodness, never mind. Forget I said anything. Circle of Life
Right.
comes down.
Oh, we're gonna play a second Clarabelle. I actually like this. Having two very large statted bodies out on the board really sets Ross up, and then for another Tramp.
Ooh. So the advantage train is starting to leave the station. I really have never respected the synergy between a Tramp, Street Smart Dog, and a Clarabelle together. I think that is just a 1-2 punch. You pointed it out. Being able to use this Tramp with cards in hand just makes that card so much more effective. And Clarabelle will ensure that at the end of your turn, you're going to continue to at least have something to discard. So, wow, what a 1-2 punch. And Brohamington's board is outflanked. And this Ruby and Sapphire strategy, now without Be Prepared, doesn't really have a way to engage with wide boards like this.
Absolutely. And I think Brohamington's going to want to try to find some bigger bodies to be able to deal with these Clarabelles. Otherwise, trading, multiple characters into these Clarabelles is not going to feel good. And he's really going to struggle to gain some momentum back to try to take Ross on.
Yeah, and maybe there's a world where you can survive long enough, get to maybe the Hades, the Infernal Schemer, and then parlay that into maybe I don't know if you're playing like the Wreck-It Ralph stuff with the Lonely Grave, or maybe you're parlaying that into a Pete, into another Pete, the 5-cost Pete into the 7-cost Pete, or Maleficent Dragons. And you can just start just slamming removals every single time. But these two Clarabelles just being on the board, constantly keeping Ross's hand healthy, might be too much for Brohamington to overcome, as another Headless Horseman rides on in and sends another Tramp to the discard pile. So
this Headless Horseman is going to be impactful here because of once you remove one character, adding that strength to your other characters. That is a really helpful tool here to help clear the board. So getting rid of one of those Clarabelles, but still having one out there feels really good for us. Being able to get that out. This Develop Your Brain is going to hopefully help Brohamington find a few more answers, maybe even a later game ramp to be able to play a couple larger characters on one turn could be helpful. But that was a really great turn from Brohamington to kind of swing the momentum back a bit.
I concur mightily, and having those two Headless Horsemen being able to increase that strength high enough on that Tipo to take down that singing Vanessa. So that was really cool to see. But what Brohamington also is going to eventually need to find is a way to plus. You're going to have to be able to refill your hand somehow because you are running low on resources, and you're going to have to continue to ink every single turn in order to get to that late game cards that you may or may not have. So I'd like to find a way to get some cards, maybe marching off to battle or something like that, as Mowgli is going to come through and take a sneak peek of the hand along with Chief Powhatan, and we will hit the Let It Go. Let It Go would have been huge.
But a decent hand there. We've got another Headless Horseman, a bell, and I saw the third card, but now my brain doesn't remember what it was.
I believe it was a Headless Horseman, a bell, and it was it a Hades? I don't think it was Hades.
I don't think it was a Hades.
Okay. We'll have to find out. I'm sure we'll see here very soon as bro. It was Maui
There
Half
we go.
Shark.
Thank you, Maui Shark.
That's what it was. And that's not a bad way to get some plus as well. That's not a bad way to recharge your hand a little bit, as it looks like now Tipo will be strong, not strong enough. I believe Tipo, that's 1 + 1 + 1. That'll give him a 3. Is it +2? I can't do math. That's why I can't play Headless Horseman.
I was about to say the same thing. I was like, my math is not mathing quite yet either.
Yeah,
I
so he
usually
would have
let
to.
the Excel document do my
Yeah,
math
there
for
you
me.
go.
So I'm like, shoot.
Yeah. So yeah, you were used to you are going to be able to use the Headless Horseman's ability. You'll be able to clear the Mowgli, and that'll give a plus because you get +1 strength for each one. So that's
Right.
+2. So now T-Po's a 3, not
3.
high enough to get through the Chief Powhatan. However, you can now send one of your Headless Horsemen into the Chief if you want it, and then boost his strength high enough to send the other into the Clarabelle if that's the play that you want to take, and then T-Po's free and clear to Quest if that's what you want to do, get your score on the board.
That good old Tipo.
Little growing boy doing his best. I can't stand T-Po. I can't wait for him to get rotated
I
out.
know. That's what.
That's my own issue that I got to work out for myself. Oh, so we are probably going to take that line, Courtney, and I think now Tipo is going to be plus. Is he plus another 2?
Yes.
Okay, so Tipo is now a 3 plus 2. He's a 5. Still not strong enough to get through the Clarabelle. He can quest or challenge if you want, but I don't know if that is the most heads up maneuver.
Yeah, and here this is a really interesting play here because you're one part of me would be apt to take out the Clarabelle here to shut
Oh, he
off
couldn't. I'm sorry.
that.
He just played it. He is trying still. My bad.
Oh,
Bad.
you're right. That's
I
why.
said,
Thank
it
you.
is still trying. My bad. My bad. I got to lock in, dude. We're waked up. We're awake now. One mistake. Everybody gets one. Okay. But
We're locked in now.
Still, this position doesn't look that bad. You know, you have a pretty decent follow-up. You have the Maui Half Shark as your late game potential engine. However, there is a ton of removal in this strategy. Maybe bouncing the Maui Half Shark or you'll welcome the Maui Half Shark could cause some strife to you. So you have to be very careful. And Ross is slowly starting to lose this position a little bit. You got to start keeping some threats in play as those horsemen have done a bit of heavy lifting. We're grabbing a handful of ink. That's a hefty amount. Looks like a 5 coming your way. Probably
5 or 4.
And
okay, we're gonna hard cast. You're welcome. I would assume on our Headless Horseman.
That's an interesting play. Knowing that there is a Maui Half Shark there, I would probably hope that you have another answer to that Maui Half Shark, as he is probably going to be soon to be played to this board. We have not seen a card like Sapphire Chromacon or Sapphire Coil yet either. That could be another way that you can help protect your position as well with the Maui Half Shark. They pair quite nicely together. So interesting line of play coming in from Rossbird, and you're also not going to add any more characters to the position or add anything to the inkwell. So maybe that tells a story about your hand. Maybe you're bricked and unplayable.
That or I'm thinking here we're sending the Headless Horseman back and refilling Bro Hamilton's hand so Ross can refill his own hand in hopes that he will have an answer once that Maui Shark is played.
Right. So maybe a bird in the hand, 2 in the bush type beat, but Let It Go is going to be played. This Tipo has been around infinite. And now you have the board nice and tidy. Tipo able to quest for 1 as well. So this might be the time where Bro Hamilton can turn the tides. Ross now, board completely empty. You did refill your hand that previous turn, but now where can you take us here, Ross? You need to put some threat into play, and you have to have an answer to negotiate this Maui Half Shark that's for sure coming your way.
Absolutely. And we have seen Ross ink 2 of his Donald Duck Perfect Gentleman. So some of the other card draw that Ross has, we know is no longer in play. So it will be interesting to see how the board is managed here. And hard casting Circle of Life, we'll see what we bring back.
That play does scream a little bit of desperation, I would say. You just had to do something. I mean, it really kind of told a story about your kind of slow tempo plays the previous turns. Maybe you're just kind of holding these songs. You really would like to have that Circle of Life be sang in order to, continue to use your ink to do other things. But I guess putting a 7-cost character in, you basically play 8 costs for a Clarabelle, and I guess that feels okay because it came from the discard pile.
Yeah, it definitely feels, I think, okay, but it doesn't look like you picked up any value from that play, at least with a card hand. I think he and Bro Hamilton had the same number of cards in hand. So a little bit of a bummer there, but still a very large body compared to Tipo. So if Bro Hamilton wants to answer that, he has to have something in hand, and obviously still have that Maui Shark in hand, but that Maui Shark would trade into the Clarabelle. So that always feels good. And we're going to let it go right back, right into the Inkwell. So
another one. Both of these Illumineers electing to manually play all these songs. I don't think we've seen a song be sang yet. Everyone's just playing them with their ink. And
we saw one song at the start of the game.
We saw the Akuds were saying. Yeah, that's very true. And I believe we saw You're Welcome. You're Welcome got played as well. But it's interesting. I like to see it as Tipo, who is still on the board. It feels like forever since this Growing Sun was played so long ago, finally getting another quest in for 2. Now, Ross, let's see if we can do something a little more dynamic with our resources in hand as we are playing the Chief. Can't challenge, but that's okay. He doesn't need to. And the Grandmother Willow coming after the Chief. Interesting sequence there. Maybe you didn't have anything else to do, and I think
that would be my guess.
So now we have the Tipo alone and unafraid. We still have access to that Maui Half Shark, which has not had an opportunity to be spraying forth into the field of play. It looks like Pirate's Life is going to find its way down into the Inkwell.
Well, that doesn't feel good ever.
I'd be interested to see. Maybe we're doing something huge with all this ink. I'll be interested.
I was about to say, I was trying to think of what costs that much ink right now.
Is it Maleficent Dragon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the only thing that makes sense. And there it is. Maleficent Dragon in all of her splendor. Beautiful and set championship art. Bro Hamilton is a man of class and taste, it appears, as you're able to remove that Chief Powhatan before he can do anything to you. And now Ross has a problem. You lost the board and you are now dwindling in your own resource war. And you know you have this threatening Maleficent Dragon coming up, as Brohampton still is holding the Maui Half Shark in reserve. I believe now you need to find a way for, I believe, is that 6 cards in hand, or is that just a dice sitting on 6 on
that dice was set back down, so I don't think that's the correct hand count.
Okay. So the stare down commences. Ross Bird along with just a Grandmother Willow. Are we about to Raging Storm this? No. Oof. Another super slow turn.
We must be. I feel like we have to be pretty bricked in hand.
It's got to be. And you do have, I believe this strategy does have access to the Prince Philip Militia Mean the Scary combo. I think you have cards like Bobby Zimmerowski can help cycle some cards out of your hand. So you might be bricked in hand, but there are outlets of cards that you can play to kind of help unbrick you in this situation. But whenever you see someone quest play You're Welcome on their own material, paying full ink, by the way, feels super slow and miserable. And you have to have the confidence there if you're Bro Hamilton, seeing your opponent make that turn.
And also, Ross's deck looked very small. It looked like he was low on cards there, which is a little concerning if I am Ross.
Yeah, the Clarabelle was drawing a ton of cards. So I'm trying to figure out how you got so low here. We have the Mickey now, who is able to be played at a discount because of the Akud et Muti. So now Mickey can't really get his full value out, but at least it's a start. So next turn, maybe you can play 2 more Amber characters, sing another song, and hope for the best as late game Scrooge hits the board. Also, late game Pete and now Bro Hamilton is starting to push. But are you afraid, Courtney, of this position of Raging Storm? I mean, maybe this deck plays it, maybe it doesn't, but it looks like Bro Hamilton is all in.
Would be a little fearful, but I feel like Bro Hamilton has a decent board state here. He's been questing. I think he isn't overplaying his board to be too worried about a Raging Storm right now.
Yeah, because he's like he is a bit pot committed, but at the same time, I guess you have to start trying to win the game and put the pressure on. You see your opponent is making these down tempo turns, as this is a pretty decent turn as the Tramp comes through, only able to draw 2 cards yet again. You gotta seize the objective, I suppose. You see your opponent going very slow, you're welcoming themselves. Maybe this is an opportunity to flood the board and start to quest and set up the Scrooge McDuck as well.
We see a discard of Under the Sea, which definitely is not something you want to keep in your hand right now.
Well,
That's not going to be
you don't want to
helpful.
clear a Tipo who's been on the board since, I don't know, for the longest I've ever seen a
Turn
Tipo ever
two?
survive. Yeah, he's been around for a minute. I'd like to see a challenge on his Tipo just to get him into the discard pile. This guy has been here literally forever. And another one, Circle of Life, is going to be deployed here. Maybe if you had a way to put a Malicious Mean and Scary into a Prince Philip, that would have been nice. But maybe we should go for that Surfer Stitch and draw some more cards. And there he is. The Carefree Surfer has hit the board, and you're able to gain 2 more resources, and hopefully that's something good for you. We got a great game here, Courtney. We are
This
lucky.
is a great back and forth. I am very impressed that we were able to see this come back, because I was a little nervous at first that it might have been a bit of a blowout. But I think we saw Ross kind of brick a little there in the middle, and Brohampton be able to build up a board state and manage Ross's board really well.
And that is a very, very fair point. So we're all knotted up at 8. Now we got a quest in coming in from that Pete Ghost of Christmas Future. So now the race is technically on, but I think Brohampton has a little bit of opportunity to start playing some of that high end removal. We saw that Maleficent Dragon come through. We saw we haven't really seen any of the other options that we have available, and there is finally that Maui Half Shark making his appearance. And the questing continues. Maleficent Dragon and Tipo going up for 3. So just like that, Brohampton making a pretty powerful turn, putting, I believe, either close to game on board. With that Scrooge, you're able to reduce some of the lore from Ross's board or Ross's score, because he quests 1, you lose 1, you gain 1, and also you can draw a card. That's a really neat design.
Yeah, really great play there. And I feel like, yeah, just about game on board. I don't know how many cards he has in hand. I think at least 2 cards in hand. So
yeah, maybe if you could play 1 action next turn and keep this board intact, you can potentially win next turn if you can get a nice Maui Half Shark burn off. Or maybe we saw a copy of Pirate's Life go down to the Inkwell. Maybe you have another copy of that, and you can deploy that and continue to potentially win this game next turn. But we need to make something happen. Mother knows best.
Are we finally going to get rid of Tipo?
Send the Tipo is hilarious. No, but we send the Pete. Interesting. Send on the Pete.
Interesting choice here. Giving another card that's potentially an action. Okay. Did we get a second Mother's Know Best?
We do. Second Mother Knows Best.
All right. So that makes a little bit more sense and feels a little bit better. I would be worried about sending that card from under Pete to his hand with Maui in hand or on the board.
And that's another interesting decision as well. Leaving that Scrooge available to reduce your lore total and give your opponent another card. I think that would have been a nice time to get a quality challenge in. You do have that Mickey Amber champion to increase the willpower of your characters. So maybe even leaving him ready and maybe taking down someone with taking him down with another character to keep them around. I don't know, because I would love to get that character off the board. I guess it's not too late. You still can do it. But interesting decision all around. Just trying to put the clock on.
I agree there. I would almost want to keep Mickey upright still here. Even though you're getting to tie the game. I just feel like that's such a strong card, and forcing an answer for him over all of the other cards just feels really a powerful board state to have.
But you have put game in play for yourself now. But like you said, I believe that Mickey is going to be an easy challenge with your Scrooge or your Maleficent Dragon, and then you could take the other character, take down someone else, and then hopefully, if you are Brohampton, you can add more threats to the board and keep this game going. Because I do think this is a pretty phenomenal match. We are sailing the Azurite Sea before the Maui Half Shark, so you're probably digging for a better removal option. Hand is Maui and Pete, plus what it was boosting underneath that Pete, plus what you drew from the sail and for turn. Stare down commences. You have that Mickey Amber champion who's looking like a quality challenge, and you have the Maleficent Dragon can get through that Mickey, no issue, leaving that Ursula vulnerable. But then we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we still have exact game in play, even if you do take those 2 quality challenges. You still have to clear another character off the board. And now Brohampton might be in trouble. Are we using Scrooge to quest and dig one that will reduce a lore as well? Standing by, holding out hope, thinking deeply. I'm scared from Mr. Hamilton, Mr. Hamilton. I would say. I'm concerned.
Yeah,
What are we gonna do?
I would be definitely worried in this position.
I think the only choice you gotta, no matter what you do, I think the steel champion or the amber champion has to fall. I think you have to clear the Mickey because none of your other
Agreed.
challenges really make sense without Mickey being out of the equation. And we're grabbing that Scrooge. We might be looking for the gamble option of dig a card, lose a lore, but I don't know if I agree with that either. I mean, this is a very, very tough spot for Brohampton as Ross is looking quite comfortable with this Amber champion who's really making that math off. You guys are new. You want to know this the Amber champion here, that Mickey Mouse. He is a singer 8 when you have 2 other Amber characters on board, which Ross does. However, all the time, every Amber character will get an additional willpower buff of 2. So it just makes everyone that much more cumbersome to deal with as here is where we currently are. So there's a lot of lore in place. Hades and Infernal Schemer, where are you? Says Brohampton.
Absolutely. And we haven't seen one this entire game so far.
Mm-hmm. Certainly he would have had one by now. Maybe he's not playing the card. I know there is some discussion about playing it or not, as Maui Half Shark does enter into the fray. And the Tipo also enters into the field of play. Maybe there's a song. Maybe there's another Let It Go, perhaps?
Perhaps, but it looks like we're about to decide to challenge here. So maybe we have no songs currently.
So okay, that could be a line if you go with the Scrooge and the Tipo into the Amber Champion, and then have the Maleficent Dragon go into the a 2-quester with that 7 strength, go into maybe the Tramp. I think that might buy you another turn as well. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lore. -2 is 6. That'll get you up to 19. So I don't hate the play at all. This looks pretty good for Brohampton as Maleficent Dragon now taking down the Tramp. Wow. Interesting stuff. But you still have a chance. It's the window of opportunity is still closing, but you do have a chance. You were not able to gain any lore of your own that turn, sitting at 13, all knotted up. Ross now can quest up to 19. You are not presenting any shift. Pocahontas 1 time for game. Darling Dear 1 time for game. Do you have it? What's the other one? A Good Job, I think we'll do it, right? Doesn't that gain lore? Yeah, you got an option. Oh no, but seriously, you know what they could play? And realistically, you can play Education or Elimination. That's a card that you legally can play in this deck.
You legally can. You are not wrong there. I don't know.
It's possible. I mean, it's a song. The card is not that bad. As we are going to send the Maui Half Shark back to hand again, and the Bodyguard comes through. This might be too tough. Those Mother Knows Best looked phenomenal in this game, if I don't say so myself.
Mother's Knows Best have done great work, and Clarabelle really, I think, has been just a clutch card. Card draw and resources here really have been Ross's best friend, and pulling that Mickey out, and that Mickey is going to remain upright. I don't know how you turn the tide here.
Yeah, this one's going to be tough. You had a small glimmer of hope on that previous turn. I believe that Mother Knows Best hitting that Maui Half Shark kind of slowed you down a bit, and I don't know if there is a world where you can potentially get out of this with your opposition sitting at 19. Also, Gogo Tamago is another legal card that you could have played in that situation to win. So you had plenty of outs in your color combination, but depending on how your deck is constructed, that might determine how the results of this match ended. But just looking at this matchup right now, if I'm Brohampton, I'm probably just going to be surveying the inkwell, surveying the discard pile, just taking a quick note of what I saw, because this is a very interesting build coming in from Ross's side. You're also playing an interesting build yourself.
Absolutely, yeah. But I think both of these are I think right now we're in a fun meta where you can play a lot of interesting combos and still have a very good time and competitive play. So it's nice.
And there's a world. Hold up, Kim. We don't have enough ink. Do we have enough ink to Pirates Life? Is that game? If we Pirates Life here, do we win? Oh, Seldy has the right C. Hold up. So
I
maybe
think
I would have.
are we digging for it?
We don't have enough ink to play it now, unfortunately. But there was a time where if you had the Maui Half Shark down and the Pirate's Life, that would have given you the 3 lore required. Maybe you can double vision develop. Hold up. We got lines. Can you get there? Are you good enough? Do you believe Global Guts? Sail ramp twice. Wait a minute, marching off to battle. Do you have another one? Develop your brain one time, bro. Hamilton, you're the GOAT. One time, you're the GOAT.
Oh, we got to 19. I was
unfortunate. Oh man, what a game! What a game!
That was a great game. I'm excited for game 2.
I am so excited whenever I see decks that are not played that often. Whenever I see some home brews or some good home cooking, I like some good home cooking. I know we just talked about restaurants on This Is Not a Podcast, but it's nothing that's clearing a nice home cooked meal. And both of these Illumineers show up to the ICL with like, hey, I got my home brew and I'm going to show up and I'm going to make it do what it do. And I love it. They both kind of popped off a little bit. The match was great. But he couldn't get it done. The Maui Half Shark almost went to an action burn off there, and I think Bro Hamilton might have to look back at that Pirate's Life going into the Inkwell. Maybe there's another card you could have inked in that scenario, and maybe if there's a world we could got that Pirate's Life off to reduce your opponent's lore total, but also increase yours. It's game of inches. I don't want to say it's a misplay. I'll never say that, but that definitely seems like an option that you could have pursued.
If you're looking back, that's probably the one thing you change. But I agree with you. Misplays are always hard because I think everything looks better when you can see it from the finish line and go back and nitpick everything.
For sure. And also, I can only imagine that Bro Hamilton probably hasn't put in too many reps versus the Amber and Emerald song deck. Usually if you're playing Amber and Emerald, you're hoping that it's going to be dogs. You're hoping that you're going to play against Amethyst Steel or maybe Sapphire Amethyst or green and blue. Some of the more meta stuff. When you're playing your home cooking, you want to put it against some of the stuff that you know what they're going to be doing and they're not necessarily going to know what you're not
hoping to play home cooking against home cooking.
Right. And that's always unfortunate for Bro Hamilton. But it is very fortunate for the Sunflower Illumineers because in the ICL, according to the rules, you can't play Amber Emerald again. So you know that the team impact is not going to have a dogs player waiting in the wings. And the Soundflower Illumineers still do have access to that very powerful color combination. So that's something that at least that's some silver linings. Win, lose, or draw. You don't got dogs coming your way.
Yeah, you don't have to deal with dogs the rest of the night.
Very true. As we are going to be on the plague. Wait, Bro Hamilton ink pass. Okay, and Ross is going to ink Clarabelle on 1. Kicking it back on over to the Sapphire and Ruby. It looks like you still want to ramp on 2, and you will in the form of Seldy has the right seat. I want to see more of this deck. I want to see some more good cooking. Maybe we get that Scrooge down a bit early as well. But now Ross knows a bit more about the deck. Maybe they can change their play patterns a bit as well, keeping their lore down a little bit. But that Scrooge is a double-edged sword and can kind of run away with the game from time to time.
Absolutely. I think it's always interesting once you go to game 2 and 3 of these types of matchups because each player has kind of seen the spice and can think through play lines a little bit more. We've gotten 2 Donald Ducks into the Inkwell, and I think this makes sense in this matchup. If I'm Ross, I don't want Bro Hamilton to have more card draw.
Very true.
So even though it gives me card draw, I'm not giving my opponent more resources.
Oh, very true. And also getting your 4-cost character hit by a Headless Horseman feels quite bad. Even though your 1-cost character getting hit by a 3-cost character doesn't feel good either. Nothing getting hit by anything feels good, but it feels exceptionally bad when you basically lose your entire turn for nothing and your opponent is just curving up doing exactly what they were going to be doing anyway, as we are going to Akud Edamudi again being saying so eloquently by the Ursula Whisper or Ursula Vanessa, and we can put out the tree for free tree on 2. Now you can make another card and play another character, but it will reduce your hand a bit. And picking that Clarabelle over to Vanessa turned out to be the correct choice because of the previous game. Like you said, Courtney, now you know what the deck has access to. That's a very powerful line. As the Chief has landed, all hail the Chief. One more time, Powhatan is on the board along with the Grandmother Willow. Same universe, same deck. Love to see it. Here we go. We got our powerful 5 ink play. Another Pirate's Life down into the inkwell. And our boy is back. No, grabbing our bow. Oh my goodness, that stings the nostrils a bit. Oh, talk about a tempo blaster, as that's going to be 2 more characters sent to the discard pile, the Grandmother Willow and the Ursula Vanessa, leaving nothing but this Chief alone and unafraid. He can't challenge. He couldn't challenge anyway, but this Sisu is going to be evasive, so it will be there for a little bit of time. Maybe just gaining incremental lore.
That Grab Your Bow, really powerful card that I don't think I've seen played a ton, but it banishes up to 2 chosen characters with strength of 2 or less. So really powerful card, to your point, just really throws the tempo off. And now Ross, after using up a lot of his resources, is going to have to rebuild his board state.
And it's being a song. Granted, you would like to sing it. You probably haven't seen it too much because Ruby just has not been in a spot where it is the most playable strategy. However, in this deck, it does seem like it fits quite nicely with the Maui Half Shark and all of the other swords in our game. And shout out to production was going through all of the different variety of swords that we have access to. There are quite a ton of swords in Lorcana. I never had that idea. I never had an idea there were so many swords.
So many.
There's a lot of swords. Hold up, man. We're still going. There is a ton of swords, as the Headless Horseman does strike as well, keeping this Chief Powhatan on the board alone. Keeping that board nice and narrow is a great technique, keeping Ross off of the ability to be able to sing. And now with this Chief being up, showing his weakness, you can quest freely with both your characters, as the Sisu will quest, and the Headless Horseman gets a nice 2-piece in there as well. Chief can't do anything. He's a man of peace. Peacekeeper, I think, is his name. What's his code name there? Chief Powhatan. I believe I want to say something of peace.
I think it is.
I know the Pocahontas is also Peacekeeper, I believe. So he might be something. Maybe he's leader of the village, I would say. I don't know. I think I have one on my desk. Let me look it up real quick. No, I don't. I'm a liar. He's Chief Powhatan is I
actually cleaned my desk off, so I have no cards on my desk.
I'm so proud of you. I wish that was for me.
Peaceful leader? If I am
protective leader.
Leader.
Okay,
Thank you.
Fair. Okay.
The title is, the font's a little small. Maybe I need to get my prescription checked again.
As we do get the opportunity to get a Pirate's Life being sang by the Maui Half Shark, and we're gonna play a Maui Half Shark after we sang. I don't like that. How did we get here though, Bro Hamilton? Let's go and get that Maui down and get double damage with that sing of that Pirate's Life. So you did miss out on the lore.
Feels real good for Bro Hamilton, not real good for Ross.
Yeah, a nice little inversion there of the previous game. We see that we have double shark set up. We do have 2 singers, and we saw how effective those Mother Knows Best could be in the previous game. So maybe there's a world where you can do this Mother Knows Best super tempo keep bounce back plan, but with 2 sharks up and already sitting at 11, it might be hard to keep that plan going strong.
Yeah, this is definitely not feeling great, but hopefully we can find some of those answers with this Tramp.
Tramp only digging 2 again. Under the Sea, perfect outlet to discard, because I think this is probably the worst potential Under the Sea matchup you can have. I think the average strength is like 6. I don't know. Everybody's so buff, and they're only getting stronger. Hitting the Sisu or hitting the Tipo doesn't seem like a quality use of an 8-cost uninkable sing together song. I also would like to see a big body being sent to the discard pile. We haven't seen any of the Prince Philip stuff. The Vanquisher.
No, and I'm wondering.
Would be nice.
I'm wondering if, just based on the cards we have seen, if Ross is not playing Prince Philip.
That would be an interesting choice as well. I think Prince Philip coming in on a Circle of Life just has that immediate value. Maybe Circle of Life the Tramp, Circle of Life the Surfer Stitch, Circle of Life some of these big characters, just to give you some immediate value. Prince Philip seems like a card that would be a nice include into a Circle of Life Amber and Emerald strategy. But what do I know? I mean, Ross probably has played this deck more than I have. That's just me thinking off the top of the dome. It's probably not good at all. As 2 more lore being added from a Vision of the Future, this seems like a very, very good spot
Yeah,
for Brohamilton to be in.
absolutely.
And you can just continue to just find songs. Another Grab Your Bow here would be extremely devastating. And you have the characters available to be able to sing that song as well. Little Sisu coming through. No target available, but the questing has commenced. And that is 5 lore being added. 18 is going to be on board. We're
Yeah.
just going to scoop it up
And
out
we're
of
just
there.
gonna scoop here, and that's fair. I don't know really what
Yeah.
outs Ross has at that point.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a world you can play a Raging Storm. Maybe there's a world you can do some type of super shrink, the Delamoon Lullaby Under the Sea, but you just can't lullaby enough a Maui Half Shark. That's a lot of Delamoons you're gonna have to be playing. Maybe Sarabi or something like that. I don't know what this deck had. They have access to so many cards, and that's probably my biggest issue as a deck builder is looking at the entire card pool and all the colors. I'm like, I want to play 50,000 cards. How am I going to fit all this in here? You just can't. So you just got to cut some stuff out and prioritize the things that you want. And
Sorry, I'm laughing, JDZ, because I think I hear things from production that you did not.
Okay. No. It's okay. He's making fun of me. Luke makes fun of me all the time, and I'm fine with it.
No, he's
Okay.
not making fun of you. He's just yelling card names in my
Oh,
ear,
God.
essentially.
That's the ICL for you. You got to get used to it. Okay.
I love
That's
but it is a great card that he was calling out. Sarabi is busted. If you go back to watch any matches from the Diet Coke Invitational, the Ruby Amber deck list with that is busted.
Agreed. And you can kind of if you can, but the issue with a card like that, you have to be out front. You have to be leading the charge, and then they play something. You hit him with the Robbie, you remove it, and then the next turn you do the same thing and kind of get him into this endless state of removal. But I agree. I think that card is significantly underplayed. It's on my list of cards to look at once the card pool gets a little bit smaller again in a post rotation world. Sarabi is going to be, I think it's going to be good because -4 strength just seems nice. Also, that Scar as well. It's a -5 strength boost one. I think that card is very cool, and it's going to come up eventually in the future, or maybe not. I'm coping and hoping. Who knows? Potentially, it has that potential to be great, and that's all I could ever ask for.
I want to continue not seeing items. That's all.
Okay. Items are coming back. You don't think they're coming back? They're going to come back.
I want to live in a world where they don't come back. I know they
Oh.
probably will, but I don't miss
any of
Ruby
the
Sapphire.
the item tomfoolery that will take place as Clarabelle on 1 for the 3rd game in a row is Ross Bell into the Inkwell with no play on 1. So it's a mirror match of the first 2 rounds that we've seen so far in the ICL. Thank you all for being here. ICL on Wednesday.
I'm interested to see if like what the 1-drop options are for Brohamilton in this deck list.
Usually it's probably just going to be develop your brain. I would only assume it's probably
right. That's
only
my
one.
my
Yeah.
assumption as well.
Maybe if there's a world you want to play the underdog, I think he's also playing the underdog. Liquidator might be in the deck as well as a on the draw 1 call, but it's probably just Liquidator and Develop Our Brain. And it looks like Develop Our Brain is about to go down to the Inkwell. No, it's the 2nd installment of Bell. So back-to-back Bell into the Sapphire Coil. So you did have the coil technology, and you have the Clarabelle now who is on board. So maybe Ink go Clarabelle pop coil feels kind of good for you, bad for Brohamilton. Ooh. And here is the Akud et Amuti one more time. We do have the ability to ink and shift again, and that was very powerful last time. It might be just as powerful this time. Brohamilton notably not inking as well, or not ramping as well on 2.
Yeah, that's gonna feel real bad missing ramp.
Oh, but Courtney, we inked the small Clarabelle. I'd love to keep that small Clarabelle around to get this Sapphire Coil off of the board with her clumsy guest ability.
Absolutely. Because that's we've seen what Coil can do.
We're just
that
talking
is
about
that is
your
dangerous.
hatred of items. I'm sure Sapphire Coil has to be doing a lot of trauma to you as an item hating individual.
It
And you
is.
have
I mean, I'm a Steel Song. I was a Steel Song player in that adventure.
hmm but we had the answer for it and we got rid of it. Maybe there's more Clarabelles available to you, or you just don't care enough. But if I see my opponents playing a card like Grab Your Bow or a small sea suit, now if you ink and go small sea suit into this tramp, you're gonna feel some kind of way about it.
You're gonna
As now,
feel definitely some kind of way.
yeah, it's very possible. It's definitely a line that you can't take. You didn't ramp on two, so ink Sapphire Coil triggers, and it looks like there is the Sisu, just like you drew it up. But we're going after the Clarabelle and not the Tramp. Interesting play here.
It's an
For Mo.
interesting play, but I definitely understand it. We saw how much work that big Clarabelle put
hmm
in game one. And I think that's a very valid target there to make sure we can't shift the Clarabelle.
Yeah,
Definitely understand that.
I guess that's
And we
fair.
finally see that Donald, perfect gentleman, hitting the board.
Very true. I think that is a fair and valid point. As you could go for another Akud and get it down sooner, but you still were a little bit of ink short from being able to shift that Clarabelle in since you brought the other one out so soon. But we go for the Circle of Life here to bring down the Mickey Steel champion, just really trying to put some pressure in play and set up another singer. So Brohampton back against the wall. Do you find the ramp now? Better late than never, they say. Sell the other right C is being deployed. And you have two inking opportunities. You have not inked yet for turn. So you can put two more ink down, really shrink the strength of something with that Sapphire Coil, and potentially go for another. Never mind, it's just Tipo. Dang.
just your boy Tipo.
Back at it again like he never left. So aggressive ramping turn. We do get that secondary ramp in with our Sapphire Coil. So triple ramp turn as Brohampton is really trying to set something up for the late game.
And this is a really smart play here. I feel like taking that aggressive route to double ramp or triple ramp there feels good because you know that you have the Donald Perfect Gentleman. You can draw back into a card, so your resources feel a little bit better versus when you go to catch up on that ramp and then find yourself with basically no cards in hand.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very fair point. But Brohampton really has not been. I guess you played that Sapphire Coil, you played that Sisu, you played the Tipo, so you are burning cards from hand, and you really haven't had the opportunity to replenish or refill yet. So you are getting resource depleted. As this board, Ross has cheated so much,
So much
ink.
out.
Yeah, he hasn't played full value basically for anything up until this point. And now you have double steel or double Amber Champion in play, that Mickey. So now the willpower of the Tramp and also the Ursula Vanessa is pretty stout. Ursula Vanessa now sitting at an 8, Tramp now at a 10, and that is just going to be very difficult to get through. However, Brohampton is strength-based removal, so Mickey can't help you in that regard. Boosting now is the Pete Sisu free and clear the quest. And I think did we not take the Donald Duck draw? I have to pay attention closer this time.
I think we
Make sure
did.
both did.
I did see him take that.
Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. So this board state is looking a bit better, but it does look kind of reminiscent of that game number one.
Absolutely.
As Brohampton still has time. If you can go into the Pete, the bigger 7-cost Pete, maybe into a Hades, into a Maleficent Dragon, and just character each turn, I think you can turn this thing around, as Ross has to identify that and maybe start questing a little bit more aggressively, see if you can get this thing to 20 before Brohampton can stabilize.
Yeah, and I think this is another point where if he plays that Grab Your Bow with that coil, that's going to feel really good on his side to help with managing this board.
Oh, for sure. And I think that would be an absolute devastating play for Ross. You'd hate to see a Grab Your Bow here. You hate to see any removal. I mean, you're going to need to gain the lore quicker than Brohampton can establish the removal. I don't think you're necessarily too terribly worried about the challenging with those two Amber champions there co-supporting each other. But if you do exert, the Sapphire Coil will make challenging a little bit free. So you have to kind of be extremely careful. And you're kind of walking a tightrope here as Big Slam on another Donald Duck. So that's two of them. He is Emerald, not going to be affected by the Amber champion. But that is a lot of resources being generated. Also, questing power being established. So I like to see a full exertion here. Let's just get active and let's just see what it is. As you'll go half in the bag though, and just gain that 5.
Yeah, and I think I understand here wanting to keep those Mickeys upright. I think we're deciding if maybe we want to quest with one. Probably going to leave one standing for sure. That just makes it so much harder to get rid of some of these other characters. And he is really deciding here, do we go full in or
for sure
hold back a
you
little?
have to be super careful because if you do exert them and then go grab your bow, clear them both, and then now you lose your entire board, that feels miserable. And
Absolutely.
but if they don't have it, now you're just missing out on that additional 2 lore because currently as it stands, you can't engage with this board with what you currently have. So I think this is a decision that it's gonna haunt your dreams
there.
here.
So we're gonna this one might haunt Ross, but we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I think Ross is in a very comfortable spot. And there's the liquidator. Look at him go down into an inkwell. This one is gonna. I think Ross's position is looking pretty nice in this situation. It's going to require some number of grab your bows, some number of removal after removal after removal. And I think this is where the game's going to come from. If you cannot clear multiple characters this turn, I think it's pretty much a wrap for Brohampton. So backs against the wall.
I would agree with that.
Can you get it done right now? That's 6. I think that's 6 lore coming through, 6 ink coming through. Pete still ready to challenge. It is the Horseman. That's a character being removed. That's exactly what you want to see.
Need.
And it is that Amber champion. We have a strength increase of all characters by 1. Pete's a 6, T-Bow's a 2, Sisu's a 2. Do you have another one in you?
Yeah, we need to figure out a way to, I think, get this Mickey off the board though still so that we can clear some of these characters.
Yeah,
we're just gonna power in.
Yeah, so we take out the big tramp. Another 2 quester is going to be removed, and that does work because the Horseman will increase the strength of Pete and also Sisu. So you're able to get through still champions reserves there. Tipo now free and clear quest. Notably, that Ursa Vanessa no longer has the buff because there's only 1 Amber card in play. So I think was Tipo strong enough to clear that Vanessa? I can't do math, man.
Tipo, we saw 2 characters leave the board, right?
Yes.
So Tipo would be just shy.
Okay. It's one little short, one little willpower short. Hate to see it for the growing sun. Weakling. Still on the board, though. Doing his thing, questing, challenging, being a part of the team. You love that for him. As now Ross did lose those characters. So Brohampton did exactly what he needed to do to extend the longevity of this game. Double Donald Duck could be a backfiring type scenario as you're going to be giving Brohampton 2 more cards. And one of those cards eventually will be that grab your bow, will be that let it go, will be the Hades, will be the Maleficent Dragon. And that's where you can, the circle of life. Can we sing it? We can't.
Because we don't have 2 other Amber players in hand. So I think we're going to correct it. There we go. Now we can sing it. Now we're in it.
That's right. So I was absolutely backwards on my buff versus sing effect. It was my bad. It is a late day. I apologize for that. But he will always retain the buff. He only gets the singing capability when there are 2 Amber characters. So there it is. Mickey bringing back the tramp again. Maybe this is just good enough. You don't really need the Prince Philip stuff. Maybe that stuff gets too clunky and junky, and just keep spamming tramp with the whole new world. Excuse me, with the circle of life might be the way to go. Staring down one more time. Board is looking quite wide as Tramp is getting a hefty discard in. Those are some good cards. I wonder
those were some good cards to say goodbye to.
I wonder what was kept then in that case. as the big quest coming through. This is looking phenomenal for Ross. The
Absolutely
position
phenomenal.
has been saved. Now we need grab your bow or bust, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I believe you are correct.
Let's see. So 1, 2, let's see.
Oh,
Oh, and more.
now I don't know.
Oh, and you hit the vision, develop your brain, and the sell the other right C. I think sell the other right C
We're gonna
has to be
toss that.
tossed.
Yeah.
Maleficent, develop. I think you have enough ink to play one Maleficent dragon. I'm not sure how good that's going to be. Pete also can give you a search, but you won't be able to challenge with this Pete. You're going to need him on all cylinders here on this next turn. So I think it's grab your bow or bust at this spot. Big Maleficent.
Right.
Oh, it's your turn, and I think it's over.
I'm not sure how we clear this board enough
to keep it down to a humble 3 with ready characters in reserve.
Yeah,
we have
4 readied characters makes it hard.
Mm-hmm. And the horseman will strike into the Scrooge or the Donald Duck, perfect gentleman. We are still taking down characters one by one. Tipo now might be strong enough to do something. And I just don't.
The horseman strike. Yeah, he was strong enough to do
that. Take down the Ursula.
No, not quite.
Oh, because you already cleared. You cleared 1, 2.
You already cleared the
3.
horseman before.
Very true.
That Pete. So that sadly didn't buff Tipo enough to be able to clear.
A little sequence situation there. A little sequence issue, no big deal. As it looks like we're going to go ahead and scoop them up.
We're going to scoop them up, and Ross took this.
Oh, as Brohamilton will go down at no fault of their own. I mean, that was a cool match. Two cool decks going at it head to head. I don't hate it, but man, oh man, wow. I think Ross might be on to something. I like the Circle of Life. I like the deck. Songs, Amber and Emerald. There's more ways to play it. That seemed like something I would love to experiment with myself.
Absolutely.
I think that was quite cool, and I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed being here with you as well, Courtney. It was so much fun here on the ICL.
It was very fun getting to cast with you. We've got to find our way to cast together again soon.
I'm sure. Hey, whenever you guys got to invite me to the Diet Coke Invitational at some point. I would love to be there. It's on my bucket list of tournaments I would love to be a part of. I got a red jacket, or at least I can find one.
I was like, I'm gonna make a statement, and I'm sure if the commissioner yells at me later, you can blame it on me. But you're invited to the next one.
Let's go.
We'll love to have you out.
I'll come. You set it up. You tell me when and where, and I will be there, Courtney. But you're more than welcome to come back to the ICL any single time you want. And it's always a pleasure to see you. I was mad I didn't get a chance to see you at the Collectors Expo in Texas. That time
I know. It was, I don't know. That was a unfortunate weekend that I couldn't make my way over there. But next time we'll do some Texas restaurants, as I'm known to recommend some good food. We will not be going to any of those chains that you tier ranked earlier, but
please. Okay, that's fair.
We'll get you some good food.
That's fair. Okay, I'd appreciate that. I need a tour guide, as it may be, as Impact doesn't need a tour guide to figure out how to get that win, as they start the ICL on a Wednesday off with a dub over the Sunflower Illumineers in a very cool fashion. So shout out to this organization, and hopefully they can keep it rocking and rolling. I got production on the horn. Production, are you here? What's going on next? Where are we taking this party train, or what are we doing? Right on.
All right.
So we're just kind of hanging out as a round. That did pretty much take most of the rounds. So we're not going to be bouncing into another match. We're going to kind of kick it here and wait for round number 2 to set up. But while we're waiting on round number 2 to set up, set championships are coming up. Courtney, do you play set championships?
And I absolutely do.
What are you going to take?
That's a great question. I try to change it up. I like to bring some spice. I'll usually take what I've been playing most of the set, the first set champs I go to. So likely going to be some Amethyst Steel.
Okay.
And then I will spice it up after that and bring some fun decks to hopefully scare and confuse my opponents.
I think that's the plan. I like to do a little family cooking. My new goal is what I've been trying to do in the previous set champs, and it has not been working out for me. But for every set champ, I try to win a set championship with the card that is the feature or whatever the card that you can win the championship
that
card.
idea.
I try to win a set championship with that card, and it has not been going well for me. I did get one with Hiro Hamada. I did not get one with Mirabelle. That just didn't happen.
No, Mirabelle's text should actually read "cannot be played."
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
It's not even it. Okay, so Mirabelle was a failure. Hero was a success. Jafar was actually almost a success. I think I could have won. No, I think I misplayed there. Maleficent Dragon was a resounding failure, but only for the lack of opportunities. I only had a chance to play in one of those set championships, so I didn't get a chance to do it. Tinkerbell, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to play a set championship with this Tinkerbell. I got a deck that I'm feeling okay about. It's not good, but I think I can. I think I can be, like you said, just shock and awe, and just the surprise factor might just be good enough to get.
All right. Done. Well, you'll have to report back. I want to hear do you have multiple opportunities this set?
Yes, I have more chances this set because April seems quite open. There aren't any lot of tournaments. I was going to go to Brazil, but I don't think I'm going to be able to swing it, so I might not be able to go to Brazil anymore. So my April is completely wide open.
3 of the 4 weekends available, or sorry, 2 actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm actually out for 2 technically, but one of them I probably could squeeze if we've got a Sunday tournament in the books. We're moving into Renaissance Fair season here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Are you a Ren Fair?
I go once. I always go once. I have fun. I dress up. It's a good time. So we've got a day planned for that. And then I'm also doing a Lorcana girls trip to Disney World for one of the weekends.
That sounds fun.
So
that's fun.
We're doing a little girls trip down, and we're gonna have a good time.
Is there a tournament associated with it, or you guys just
no?
All
parks, all good times. Just vibing at Disney World.
Nice. That's really fun. I see that happening sometimes. I'm like, man, I wish I had some friends that would want to do this kind of thing with me. You know, I'm not gonna get no dang friends.
I'm a little spoiled this year, so the Disney World does military tickets, and this year they did for the 250th anniversary of the United States. They did a season pass. Essentially, it's the equivalent of a season pass, but like a fraction of the price.
How did I miss that?
I went to Disney last month to run in one of the races. So I was already going to be buying tickets, and that just happened to be a handful of pennies more that it seemed like just value, because I knew I could manage at least 1 or 2 more trips the rest of this year.
Okay. I like it. Well, you got to you got to report back. Tell me how that went. That sounds like it's going to be a ton of fun. I'm sorry I missed out on an opportunity. I'm not close enough, I don't think, to go to the
it's a bit of a hike for you.
Yeah, it's kind of far. I'm closer to Disneyland, but between you and me, don't tell the West Coasters out here. I do rep West Coast pretty hard, but Disney World just clears in every foreseeable category. I don't know why people would make them compete against each other. I don't think it's fair.
They're very different parks.
Yeah,
you got to like them for different reasons. They're fun, but not quite the same experience.
I'm a Disney World guy. Okay, I think I gotta go Disney World all the time. I can't.
I would love to take the weather from Disneyland and put it in Florida. That would make me happier.
I went to Disney. I mean, if you can time it right, and you're going in like December or something like that in Florida, you're crushing.
I agree.
You're chilling. You're big city chilling. But when you're in LA, LA is kind of unmatched with their weather. It is so nice. Southern California is like on another level.
Yeah, it's not fair. They get spoiled.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Very true. Coming in from the chat. Yo, chat's out here getting active. Thank you guys for being here. As we're just waiting for round number 2 to begin, I want to kick it over here for a little while as Q-Whisk is out here cooking Amethyst Chromacon, Boost Genie plus Olaf, and I think Tink is playable. I think you saw my Dreamborn, even though it's not even private, even though it's not public. But that's kind of where I'm at with it. I also want to go with a Ruby Amethyst version with Tink, shift tink, small tink, like a whole Tinkerbell theme.
Okay. Like
then we're
as
playing
many tinks as you can fit.
as many tinks as we can jam in there, including the evasive tink with the chromacons, and then we play second star to the right, keeping it more tink themed. And now we can also draw and trigger the effect. Thoughts?
Okay,
That's a deck of legal cards that I can play. Okay, it's trash. You don't have
that
to
is
lie.
a deck of legal cards. You are correct.
There we go. It might be buns, but it is what it is. All right. Ninja Harley, loving the military passes, loving going to Disney World. Okay, big Disney World fan. Are we able to see the lists from the last games? They're very different. They might be on Ink Decks at some point.
They should be on. I believe we load them up to Ink Decks, so I think they should be available after this round.
Okay.
Usually, like the next day. Wonder is usually very good about getting them up.
Shout out to Luke. Shout out to Luke getting it done and supporting the ICL as we're still waiting for round number 2. I haven't heard anything as Courtney and I are just out here rocking and rolling with the program. Starting round number 2 very soon, Luke says. Shout out to Luke as well. And shout out to all of you for being here, okay? Hopefully you guys are locked in. Hopefully they keep the same energy in the next few rounds and they keep bringing in the hot decks. You know, I see both of these teams. I don't know what their records are, but we're still quite early-ish in the season, so I believe there's still an outside chance for everyone at this point to win. Okay. Yeah, I think Gabe's going to join us.
Y'all are talking about Disney World and Disneyland. I can tell you a thing or two about Disney World and Disneyland. I love both of those parks. Love them both.
Hold on, before you tell us, Gabe, and I'm gonna let you cook. I want to hear everything you got to say about it. Which one is better? Okay, you got a free pass to go to any single one, all airplane included, hotel included, dining plan included, everyone you want to go to. Which one are you picking? Price immaterial.
Oh goodness! See, because here's the thing. Because Courtney's 100% right. It depends. There's like reasons, right? So you got to tell me what time of year am I going? Why am I going? So like these things matter. Here's the thing. If we're talking like an event, if we're talking Oogie Boogie Bash, we're talking Halloween, 100%. I'm Disneyland all the way.
I would agree with that. 100%.
Yeah. From like a parks experience perspective, I mean, you got to go with a classic. You got to go with the Magic Kingdom. You gotta love the Magic Kingdom. But if we're so it depends.
Saving it. You might be right.
I do love Oogie Boogie. Yeah, the events at Disneyland are next level, in my opinion.
You might be right.
You get to meet a bad guy. You get to go. They talk to you. Like it's awesome, dude. Like you get to talk to Sid from Toy Story. You get to talk to Madame Mim. Madame Mim talks to you, dude. Like what other experience?
Pretty awesome. I've gone once. That was like my favorite.
I've been muted the whole time.
There she is. I was about to say, Luke's about to switch us over. Don't switch us over with Color being in the Shadowverse over there. She's gonna kick in and not be able to speak.
Yeah, I'm here though. I got it. I figured it out. I was like, what's going on? I was like, wait, no, we're talking about Disney and I can't be a part of it.
Oh. Where are you at though, Color? Disney World, Disneyland? Thoughts?
I've actually never been to Disneyland.
Really?
I've never been to Disneyland.
No.
Yeah. So this year, well, I mean, I have my ticket. So yeah.
I was about to say, will this year be the first?
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Are you gonna go to the parks?
I mean, are they free in California? Right? They're free in California. Totally, like all of the magic. Yeah, well, right. Like they charge you in Florida, but then when you get to California, they're like, the game's
you like just walk in. I think you don't have to pay. You can just jump the gate. The gate is very small, so you can get over
Mickey,
it.
Like, Mickey and I are close. I can walk in. I can just.
I know him.
I know him. Like, oh, okay. This is my group. This is my group, and it's just like the characters, like.
Yeah. You show them Brave Little Terror. Say, look, I got your rookie card, dude. Let me in. I got the rookie card. Come on.
Let me in. Yeah.
I did cry a little because I am used to going to Disney World and booking that Disneyland hotel for the last chance qualifier. It hurt the soul. It hurt the wallet a lot.
Yeah.
All right. But it looks like, my fellow Illumineers, Courtney, I think our time is up, and it appears as if the game is about to begin, and we're going to leave you guys in the competent and capable hands of the Chaos Cousins, or the Chaos, what was it? Agents of Chaos.
Chaos.
The Agents of Chaos.
We'll be normal, I'm sure. You guys already got the spicy match, so like we're gonna get like, oh God, please.
Political mirror. Come your way. You already said it.
I'm gonna crash out.
I was like,
I'm gonna crash out. I'm done. Bye. It's fine. Oh, I love this match.
Oh my goodness! Look at the cleanness, like the sleek, clean
It's so
angles
good.
here. I love it. I
I
love to see it. And Color, how are you doing? I haven't had a chance to talk to you. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I am good dealing with real life stuff, which is not anything that I want to. This is Disney Lorcana, and it is ICL on a Wednesday, and we're here. And I found this
Yes.
Lorcana bracelet, and I can't remember who gave it to me, but
Oh, that is
I've
so
been-
sweet.
my daughter was like, "Can you wear this today?" And I was like, "I can wear this today."
That is
So
cool. I gotta say, like charms, bracelets given at events is to me one of the coolest things.
like
Because
one of the most awesome traditions that
it
we
is
have in this game.
so
It's
cool. It just people coming up to you and being like, "Hey, so I made this. I spent time and energy and like resources to make this thing." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Like, not even my son makes me think this is
I
crazy."
know. And they're like, "Do you want one?" And you're like, "Yes." And so
Yeah.
actually now I have let's see. They're shuffling. We're not
Yeah, we got
listening
time.
to
We got
things.
time.
This
Absolutely.
is what
Yeah.
happens. You put me and Gabe together. We're gonna do show and tell.
Let's do it. Especially we're
tell.
talking bracelets. Sign me up. I love them.
Okay, so I got one of these little pals, right? Okay,
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna lie. Look, these are all my bracelets.
Ooh,
These
okay.
are all Lorcana bracelets.
Very cool.
And
Very
so
cool.
here's my Sven. Here's my Sven, and
Yep.
he's a little pal. And then I just keep all of my bracelets on here. So then every time that I go, I have everything that everybody made me.
That is so cool. That is
And
so
then I
look
keep
at
it
you.
in my bag.
And that's very and like you're taking this thoughtful thing and you're making it even more thoughtful because it's in a safe place where like you can always see them. That's awesome. I love to see that. Now I'm being asked, Color, and we have to do the thing that you and I both dread. Are you ready? We have to decide who we think is going to win this whole thing. Okay.
Luke isn't here. Luke can't get after me now.
Luke's
I'm
not
already
real
in
and he
the
can't hurt
booth.
us.
Can't make me choose. And we're in an ad. They can't even hear me unless the real ones. The real ones can hear me. And I'm choosing. I don't even know who these players are. Impact TCG. Oh, well, I guess. Do we have to? I think we have to go with that. Do we have to just go with that because of Gaston? I think. Yeah, we'll just go there.
I feel so I'm friends with members of both of these teams. Great people, both great teams. Have been part of the ICL for so long. But listen, I'm a fan of Brohampton. I'm a fan of the Sunflower Illumineers, Lycos. They're good people. I love Rod too. Don't get me wrong. I love them too. But I feel like they've got something to prove now, especially because Brohampton got knocked down a peg here. They got to catch back up. So I'm going to go with the Sunflower Illumineers. That's my vote. Sorry, Rod. I love you, buddy, but that's just where we got to go.
I think that one of these Illumineers will win this match.
Yeah, that's if there's anything that we can both agree on, it's that both. Oh no! Wait, what's going on here?
Is that a Clarabelle?
No, that is a Clarabelle. Right. That is in fact a Clarabelle. So we did see Amber Emerald last game from Impact TCG. It was a Circle of Life build. Sunflower Illumineers opting to slot these colors into the second game as we go into the potentially dogs. And my goodness, that's a White Rabbit on played on one.
So that's probably Emerald Amethyst versus Emerald Sapphire. So it is an Emerald mirror. So it's not a dog's mirror, but it is quite a bit of Emerald. Although I don't know if it's the Illumineers cameras or if it's the VDO, but we're going to go off of echolocation on what these cards actually are. But that is the evasive underdog. So you get to play him when you go second, and he's evasive. He has 2 lore? I don't know. He's probably got 1 lore, which would be better.
That seems the White Rabbit is a 1 lore quester for sure. Yeah, it does have that evasive, and it's a 2/2. Pretty solid here. So 2/2 for 1 cost. That quest for 1 is evasive. I gotta say, not bad for the price, if you ask me.
Absolutely not. And I was about to say, like, how much lore do you want him to have? Oh, just kidding. This is Emerald Steel. We need the Goliath to play. I have Black Heron.
Let's go. I'm so in.
Okay, we are gaming tonight. Thank you. We're bringing Ruby Sapphire. We're bringing Emerald Steel. Let's go, Sunflower Illumineers. You have figured out this message. Now, if this is Emerald and Amethyst, what is this matchup like? What is Emerald? Literally, this Emerald Steel deck made the F tier list at the Illumineers the other night. So I want to know what this deck is doing. I need to know what this deck is doing.
Yeah.
Prove that it's not F tier. Prove it. Let's go.
Yeah, please show us something that we don't know. As we see Strike a Good Match, a song that came back and fabled, survived rotation, not really making a huge splash, but here it is, White Rabbit singing that song. It is in fact Amethyst. We do see that being sent to the inkwell as we see a second White Rabbit. Boy, oh boy, are we late for a very, very important date.
All right, as we see a Diablo on the card reader here, and I think
That's
being, like, a little
Luke
bit teaser-
wishing upon wishes.
I know, right? Yeah, I know, right? That would be really great. And it's not a whole new world, it's core. So we're here, we're trapped, and we are, hey, everything looks a little bit better. I can actually see the cards now. So echolocation not needed for these cards. As we do see that Clarabelle is on the board. Now with this black hair, we're going to ink a Donald Duck Perfect Gentleman. I just want to know what's in this deck. And honestly, we're going to play a Pete, which I think would have been fine in any other situation, because I don't know how many actions that Jamal runs other than Strike a Good Match. That was wild.
Yeah, so game some is like, I don't know what you've got, but I don't want to know what you got. So let's put a pause, just in case you do have any actions, in case you get a little spicy. We're gonna just say no, actually no. Actually not.
Just like with the two arms like this, there's no actions coming at you, but even if there were, it's a guidebook into the inkwell, and we are going to play, it's a mystery deck, so we're going to play is that Magic of Dispel's brother?
I'm loving this. This is awesome. We got production. We're going to need your help. All of our friends in the chat are going to want to see what these cards can do. So I'm going to trust you to go ahead, and when you find out what that card is, you throw it in the chat for us, because we are gaming. We've got some emerald. We've got that amethyst. Let's do it.
It's not even Magic of Dispel. It's like, oh yeah, that's her brother. Yeah. Because you're at the party and you're like, oh, that's Magic of Dispel, and you're like, oh, but who's that? Like, oh, that's her brother.
That's just her brother. It's just
her
I
brother.
mean, not as
he's
cool.
Like he does stuff, but like, yeah, you know. We did take the black hair in on a quest though, so we did get the one lore out of that. Oh wait, no, it's just straight up Magic of Dispel.
It is
Shadowy Sinister. When you play this character, you may shuffle chosen card from player's discard into their deck. Why is this in your deck? Every single Magic Dispel is the worst card in the game. I promise you, I spent so much time reading them today trying to find a good Magic Dispel, and I thought this was her brother. That's how bad Magica is, that you would actually put her in her deck.
It's just a shadow. It's like the other part of her. It's the part that nobody really likes. It's the shadow of Magic of Dispel, which is wild. It's like Peter Pan's shadow, but scary and mean.
Yeah, but like worse. You know what I mean?
But actively worse.
Pete came down again, so we don't have any more actions. So we're just going to be able to not see what this deck is doing, because we have one of the most unhinged cards I've seen in the game. Now, it is a 3/4, and I love that for 3 cost. And it could do something cool, as Strike a Good Match does come back down in the inkwell. And Krista, is this a mill deck? Are we milling? Are we milling?
This is getting wild right now. So it looks like we're trying to shave off the top of the Sunflower Illumineers deck. We don't want them to play cards. You can't play them if they wind up in your discard pile, it turns out. As we see Kristoff.
When you play this character, if you have a character in Anna in play, you may put a card from your chosen player's discard. Oh, okay. So it's an Anna enabler. So if we had the 2 cost Anna, that'd be sick. Yes. Because then if we didn't, then we could play this, and then we could shift her for 0. Once per your turn, whatever card leaves your discard, you draw a card. So this is how we're drawing cards in Amethyst, because he said all of the cards in Amethyst that actually draw cards are too good. I'm playing Kristoff.
Yeah, so to clarify, not a mill deck, but in fact, the opposite thereof. It is if you have a discard pile, no, you don't, right? Because it takes it from the discard pile and puts it back on the bottom of the deck, removes it from your discard pile in order for you to go ahead and draw cards. This is crazy. We love to see it. This is why I love ICL on a Wednesday night. Okay, this is my favorite part of coming on here, hanging out with you here with my Mickey Mouse handprint shirts, by the way. Gotta say, shout out to the Mickey Mouse handprints.
I was like, I'm wearing Junji Ito, and I'm not even a blazered up. So Luke, I'm so sorry. Where did that Pete go? Did we throw the Pete into the Magic of Dispel? Because we have no idea what that card is supposed to be doing and why, but it did turn sideways. So we might as well go ahead and sing Strength of a Raging Fire on it, or like You're Welcome, or it's malicious, mean, and scary. Hello.
It is malicious, mean, and scary. Yes, when you got characters that are two willpower, that's half their life force, half their strength, their willpower rather. Yes, that's a big lift right there. 50% of their life. Just boof.
Want to buy pixels? Thank you.
Yes.
So, and we have a Webby Vanderquack going down, so that would give us a little bit of advantage into any type of Sapphire deck, but Jamal is not running Sapphire. Jamal is running so much spice and cooking with gas that I think he's like on fire. You know what I mean? Like, but that is a Genie Magical Researcher, and we all know that that's a good card. That also has boost strategies in it, and it's also epic, so it's into the inkwell, and clearly not good enough for this turn. But man, there are so many things. Okay, I will tell you, this strategy opens up wide after like 6 ink. So when we get there, we're going to see some cool things. And if we don't see cool things, we got we need a game 3. We need to see more of this deck. Is essentially what I'm saying. Okay, it's Cheshire Cat, and I'm bummed.
Yeah, sorry. Listen, you can't be all spice all the time, right? You got to have some protein. You got to have some, there's got to be a meal there. Okay. And this is a huge chunk of that meal. That Cheshire Cat, that inexplicable Cheshire Cat, being able to help to control some of this craziness with the board as we see the Anna.
That's Anna. There she is. Literally, I looked at this card today and I actually cannot remember what her little name is, but she is a 2/3. And when she comes into play, you are able to grab a card out of somebody's deck and then shuffle it back into, or no, you put it on the bottom. Put it on the bottom.
And it's Anna, little sister.
Little sister. She's not a sorcerer.
She's not. She is a queen, though. She is a queen. So one of her types is queen for Anna.
She wasn't a queen back then. That's crazy. You could put sorcerer on there if you really wanted to. But I suppose she is a storyborn, so she has to be that. But we are going to go ahead and shift it because it works. It works like that. It works like that.
It does work like that. Oh my goodness, friends. These are cards from the spell you may have heard of. It's called Winter Spell. You might have heard of the set. It just came out. Finally seeing play.
Wrong Anna. Wrong Anna. But if that Anna isn't it, chat, sorry. We cooked all day with this card, Gabe. Wait till JDZ, you better be ready for this deck. But this is the other Anna. This is the 5 cost that says whenever you, if a card has left your discard, if you have done that, you're able to shift her on for 0. And then she does something else that's kind of like not that great, but it's fine.
She's and that one, just for those of you wondering, that one's named Soothing Sister. So we went from Little Sister to Soothing Sister, and the ability Warm Heart. Whenever this character quests, you may gain lore equal to the lore of a character card in your discard. If you do, put that card on the bottom of your deck. So crazy, crazy, crazy. Every time she quests, which means if you have multiple Annas out, if you have another little sister, and you quest with the Soothing Sister, you can go ahead and shift again because a card is left a player's discard, and so therefore shift 0 is back in effect. This is crazy. We've got ourselves an Anna deck, a sister deck. I've got a sister. Definitely, probably about as annoying as what GameSim is dealing with right now here too, with all of these cards just exiting the discard pile and making Anna free to shift.
Now, I'm pretty sure you're able to draw a card off the Kristoff as well. So because of that ability that the Anna did, because it manipulated the discard, the Kristoff does trigger. And we are going to look at this You're Welcome here. So we're just going to go ahead and play that straight on to the Anna because I don't know what you're doing. You don't know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, but I don't want you doing it anymore. So we're going to shuffle those cards into your deck and let you draw 2, which hopefully they're 2 really funny cards. That's where I'm at with this deck.
I'm hoping it's just a bunch of Anna. I'm hoping Anna just shows up. It's just more Anna, and Kristoff's just there drawing every time Anna does crazy Anna things, messing with the discard pile. I'm all about this deck. I love this. This is so much fun. Jamal, if you watch this after, which I hope you all do, thank you for bringing this to the ICL.
Yeah. JDZ, I hope you get used to these Annas because I have absolutely, that's not next, but almost next. And there might be a Mad Hatter's Teapot in your future at some point. As we go ahead and sing. Oh no, we're just going to go ahead and challenge into the Webby, get rid of the Webby because that is going to give us incremental value because GameSim went first. So the Webby is just a 2/4 with Ward.
Yeah, essentially. But you know, it's still a quest for 2. It has ward. It's still pretty annoying. You don't want to let your opponent keep ahead on that clock. You know, the game is all about getting to 20. And if your opponent's clock is faster than yours, that could be a problem. So Jamal respecting that here.
Actually, and awesome too, because we were able to then go ahead and take the 2 damage off of the Kristoff and then throw it onto the Clarabelle, which would get rid of any shift Clarabelle lines that might happen here. Now, these are 2 insanely spicy decks for just wild reasons, and we have not been able to see what this Emerald deck is wanting to do.
No, yeah, certainly not. And
Creeper into the Inkwell. I didn't even think he was inkable.
What? Can we talk more about that? So Creeper into the Inkwell. Crazy stuff. We see the song with Todd on it.
Was that Elimination and Education? That one has like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's kind of here. Let me see if I can find it so we can. Yeah, it is called Education or Elimination. For those of you who don't know, which I'm sure 99% of you don't, you have a choice. You got to choose one. You either draw a card.
No, you get to draw a card. No, you just draw a card. Period. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, okay. You draw a card.
Yeah, it says choose one. Draw a card. Chosen character of yours gets +1 lore and gains evasive. And then the second option is banish chosen damage character. So you got to choose one.
Why would you ever choose the second one? You know what I mean? The first one draws a card and does like 80 other things. As that's a Prince Philip coming down the board. I'm so sorry. I feel like this is actually way more chaos than it should be, but I can't really tell. And then these cards are insane. So like, this is a fun game, but also the underwater effect is getting me a little bit, Gabe.
I know. I saw people in the chat requesting a 1080p camera rental program for the ICL, but we'll we'll get that situated. But listen here, folks, we do not discriminate against those who have great cameras or good cameras. What we care about is high quality play. Speaking of which, we see another Soothing Sister finding its way onto the table, although that was paid for at full price. We did not get a chance to do the effect, but hey, it's a 5/5, a 5 for 5/5, not terrible. Also, if we can continue to use its effect for things like that Kristoff, if we can get that on the table again, that would be great too, as we see the 2 evasive white rabbits going ahead, winning the evasive war with 2 white rabbits that are very, very late for a very important date. It's kind of crazy here.
I mean, they were a little late, but they're also kind of eternal at this point because they've been down since turn 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So they're late, but they've been on time and all the way to 12 lore versus the 6 lore. Now we have our Pete and our Prince Philip on the board. Now we know the mean thing that Prince Philip can do when he shifts, but he's not going to do it for just that amount of ink, as we're going to play a Donald Duck Perfect Gentleman to hopefully draw us into the strategy that this Emerald Steel deck wants to do.
It is, and you gotta love a good gentleman holding the door open for Anna, letting her draw cards, all kinds of stuff here. As we talk about the immortal time. Time is but a construct. Color time is just a construct, and the 2 white rabbits, they are the alpha and they are the omega. As they're going to go ahead and they're going to continue to exist here. No evasive threats, nothing to stop them from questing here. As Jamal continues to play this game.
They're just 2/2s. Is that Chernabog? It is. That card is lovely. Now, it's a little bit of a problem here because Gruesome Games does have a lot of things in the discard, but this does say that whenever you play it, you choose a character, then they are able to then put that on the bottom of their deck. Yep. And when they do, they can play something out of their discard, which typically what you want to do is you want to make sure, because of this strategy and the Anna and everything, that you don't have anything in the discard. So then they look at all their characters and they go, oh man, these suck. So I'm not sure.
These are terrible. Why'd you do that to me?
Why did I put these cards in my deck? So we have a lot of options here from GameStop, unfortunately, because we were not able to get this on, get this party started a little bit earlier. Oh, you do shuffle it in. Oh, you shuffle it in and then you...
Yeah, they may shuffle the chosen opposing character into their player's deck, and then if they do that, that same player can choose it. Now, something to take note of here is that it is a may option, so it is not a requirement. You don't have to do that with a Chernabog. You can choose not to do it. You can choose to do it yourself as well. Because that's not true, because you have to choose an opposing character.
I was like, no, it's got to be an opposing character. The character,
but it's a may option. It is a may option. You don't have to do it.
I think the character is gone though, but you don't have to play a character out of your discard. Essentially, is what the may ability is.
Well, it says when you play this character, you may shuffle chosen opposing character into their player's deck. If you do,
that
if
player
you
may
do,
play. Yeah. Oh, and then we're gonna get back the Webby. Okay, so the may is from the player side. I was like, wait a minute. So chat's yelling for the combo, and at this point, you and I are completely off the rails on that. I'm glad that you're actually keeping the professional level of it. I'm just excited to see these cards on the board, as we are at 12 lore, and we're just going to send everything on a quest. Everything notably only has. Just kidding. We're singing a song. Are we singing a song? Oh yeah, we're doing the thing with the Anna, because when it quests, you can take something out of your discard. You're going to do the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And boy, oh boy, look at that quest, because we choose a character and choose their lore totals, and then we're going to go ahead and quest with that Cheshire Cat. We're saying, hey, the clock is up. The time, as we mentioned, the eternal time constructs known as the White Rabbits have existed since the beginning of this game, since the beginning of time. The Alpha, the Omega, the White Rabbits might end this game the way they started it, by turning sideways to win it, the whole thing for Jamal. If we're not careful, can GameStop stop this from happening?
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I don't think the deck did what it was supposed to do, but it did it better than Emerald Steel, so it got to 20 lore way faster. Yep. At this point, like, I think there's so many things that you can do within this deck. It's just the pieces haven't fallen exactly how we want them to. Why is White Rabbit's Pocket Watch on here? I mean, I hope that's in here. It did get reprinted. We can't, well, hold on.
Yeah. So
I'm taking notes for my Masters of Disaster.
Yeah, I was going to say,
where I'm at right now.
You know what? Give me on Masters of Disaster. Let me build one of these crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Let's do this. I want to play a deck that's crazy. I don't want to play dogs anymore. I'm tired of that. I want to play something like this. Mom, I want to play this deck. This is fun.
I know. I was like, who got my Masters of the Disaster draft from earlier today? Because we had Anna in there, and we were like, I was like, do I want to do like the shift Anna things, or do I want to do like the old shift Anna things that we haven't gotten to do yet? So I had to choose. I had to choose because one synergy is completely different than the other, but we're definitely. This is Jamal was like, Jamal took the other path. I took this path, and Jamal was like, no, we're going down this road.
Let me show you how scary this road can be.
I know. Yeah. My opponent's going to be JDZ tomorrow night. And Jamal was like, ICL, bring it. Let's go. And it's already worked. But I don't think he's won yet because he hasn't done the thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. It hasn't popped off.
Yeah. It hasn't popped off. But he's won. They've won.
Yeah.
But he hasn't won yet. So.
He's followed the rules of the game, and he like won the game, I guess.
Yeah.
That's one way you can play the game, but I want to have fun. I want to have a good time. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, Color. That's the problem, okay?
I know, right? Especially if you just quest. If you're just questing to 20, that's crazy. You're supposed to drag it out. Drag it out.
I gotta call out production. Luke behind the scenes, just throwing up Alan the Dale. Just like if anybody was watching this like without any context, I'd be like, what kind of craziness is happening right now? Just Alan the Dale and all kinds of characters showing up on screen. But hey, ICL is a great opportunity to learn all about the cards that we rarely get to use. So I'm loving this. I'm all in. I'm gonna now know that it's Little Sister and Soothing Sister Anna. Now I know that. See, and now you know that too, Color. If you ever see them on stream, we're both better for it. So there you go.
On stream, they're going in my decks. What are you talking about? Although, shout out, I will say this is my hot take.
Yes, go ahead.
This Enchanted is better than the Elsa one. This set.
That's pretty hot. That's a pretty hot take.
I know.
Yeah.
I love this. I love it so much. I think it's because purple's my favorite color-ish. I will say purple's up there. But the Elsa's like, it's fine. I like the art, but for some reason it's like something I don't know.
Like a red. It like do you just not vibe with the red? Is that what
the red is really rough on that? Because I was like, maybe if it was an amethyst card, it would be actually perfect. But I think for it being a ruby card, the artist did a fantastic job at making sure that it balanced it. So the card is beautiful, but I like this one better. We're inking a Pete and playing a Clarabelle. We're starting over with the thing, and we're going to ink a Flynn Rider, and we're going to play probably a Clarabelle. It's a Bobby.
That's a Bobby. Yeah. It's my boy Bobby. Going to draw a card, going to discard a card because we want cards in the discard pile because that's what this deck does. It messes with the discard pile. It's a thing that you can do, as we see. Is that
did Team Impact go? Oops, all discard recursion. Is that what we're doing? Like, oops, discard synergies. Because if so, they get my vote for the rest of forever and all time.
I'd like to pull my guess for Sunflower Illumineers and go ahead and pass it over to Impact TCG right now. As we don't have favorites here, we never have favorites, but I do have favorite cards, and I'm loving these cards right now. These are great cards.
Absolutely. It is unfortunate. I was like, me and Gabe are chaos twins, but at the same time, we're gonna lock it in because let's lock it in. It's the ICL. And then it's like, what if we have 2 frames per second and rogue decks? Huh? And it's like, oh no, there she is, little sister coming on down, being able to go ahead and put that genie back in there. And there it is. There's the soothing sister comes on down for a shift of 0, which, hey, when has that ever been broken in that game? Shifting for something for literally 0. Like that's never been a problem ever, right? We're fine with that.
Never. But playing a big dog for like 1 functional ink, not a problem. And then drawing a bunch of cards from it, not a problem. Not a problem. You're crazy. It's perfectly fair.
Pete coming on down saying, I don't care why you have this 5-cost 5/5 on the board on turn 2. You cannot use it to do anything but quest it shall, as we know that, well, there's a lot of characters with a lot of utility in these colors that could come down and do something as we ink the strike a good match probably and play Snowfort. It's here. It's a Snowfort.
So not only are we playing with white rabbits, not only do we have all this crazy stuff, we're going to say, hey, just in case you want to get wild and you want to start challenging my characters, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt real bad. You're not going to like a second of this because they're going to have resist. So Bobby's got resist. Bobby's got +1 strength. Wow.
Bobby is a 2/2 finally, but he also has a resist. And Anna is a 6/5.
Gotta love it. My goodness. That is wild. So we see the Snow Fort finding its way onto the table. Do we have more? Can Jamal supercharge this Bobby? Can we supercharge this Anna? Game some, taking a look here. That Pete kind of came down, hoping to slow something down. We don't know if it did. We do see that beautiful enchanted Clarabelle finding its way into the ink in order to play the perfect gentleman. Again, out there holding the door open for Anna, saying, hey, we get to draw cards when it is the beginning of my turn. Jamal drawing for the turn. taking a look, deciding what spicy thing. Am I going to put down some of this cayenne pepper? Are we going to put down some of this tahini? What are we putting down here? What kind of spice are we laying on this table?
I have no idea at this point.
I love a good tahini and some corn, for those of you out there. I'm a big fan of elote. It's delicious. You got to try it. But as we see a magical researcher finding its way, it's pretty good. It's magical researcher for a magical researcher out here. Going to go ahead and boost right away with it. We want to start gaining lore with that. Start collecting that lore. Make our clock faster because we win the game. Even though we're winning the game right now by just playing all these crazy cards, we also win like the real game by getting the 20.
Turning sideways, you coward! No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. How dare you? This is not the thing, but it might be the thing. I mean, the thing might be just getting down a 5-cost 5/5 on turn 2 and just being like, hey, deal with it, which Gamesome was on the play. He could have dealt with the 2/3 Ana, but being able to deal with this Ana is actually insane. And now I'm seeing why everybody wanted me to put it in my deck. I was like, why do I want to put this Ana in my deck? It's not doing the thing I wanted to do. Turns out a turn 2 5/5 is like real good. As we see, there she is. There's our card advantage. We have our Clarabelle Light on her hooves coming in right there. And are we going to sing You're Welcome? It's the Zeus Bolt.
Thunderbolt. It is Thunderbolt. What's better than letting your opponent draw 2 for removing a character? Just removing the character, it turns out. If you just sing songs.
It's
now,
actually
in this case,
not removing. Yeah,
exactly. Smart on Jamal's part, playing these characters really, really big. They also have resist. Reminder from that beautiful Snore Fort, making it extra hard for that Clarabelle.
Yeah, for the first time, Thunderbolt, you're like, oh, there's baby Zeus, and it's not even a baby Zeus when you have a Thunderbolt or a Snowfort. It's just a tiny one.
It's so little.
Yeah, it's just a little bolt. It's fine. You can only get struck by lightning just a bit, and you're only going to take 3 damage. As we see, probably, education and elimination. I like to say and because it's like, you know what I mean? You get educated but you're still eliminated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not going to be happy either way. I think.
Yeah.
I hate school and I don't want to be eliminated. So both of those things are terrible. So we see.
But we are going to go ahead and take the draw ability to give all that other ridiculous amount of text. And then we're going to then boost the genie, which by the way, this is just a good card, turns out.
Yeah. Pretty solid. Being able to just like exponentially increase your lore count on a character turns out not the worst thing, as we just jumped all the way to 10 lore.
Because we used education or elimination on the genie, then we boosted it, and then he quests for literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He literally quests for 5. He quested for 5.
And to make it worse, the education or elimination also gave that researcher evasive. Just to make it worse. Just to make it worse.
That genie also needs to be evasive, quest for 1 billion, and now is evasive and inkable. So we go ahead and play Doc Goose, as I think we had a Doc No Value with Doc 2 cards in hand. Unfortunate. Now we are seeing that we're going a bit wide, so that's going to help us in this battle against this genie who has resist too. What one? But you're welcome. Doesn't matter.
Yep, you're welcome here. You have to. That researcher was going to run away with this game if we didn't deal with it. Having that evasive was a big deal. Gamesome recognizing that and saying, I just can't. You're going to have to send that thing back into your deck, shuffle it up, draw your 2 cards. I'll give you a few more answers in your hand. Hopefully I don't give you anything too crazy, too juiced up here. As Jamal is now going to finish off this sequence for this card action. Gamesome going to end the use of his ink with, what is that? Is that
it's an Ursula Deceiver? I love it there. Wait, we don't even get to see the Sparksy cards. There's literally an amorphous blob card in the middle, and I can't tell what that is. That Belle? Is that a Belle? Is that the Belle that's like sitting on the steps reading the books? What is that Emerald Bell? Help! My level of professionalism fell out of the window, and I'm so sorry, everybody.
No, don't worry. These are my favorite parts. These are my favorite games. These are the ones where we all learn together. These are great.
Belle. That's where I'm going. She's like sitting on the steps, and there she is. While an opponent has no cards in hand, this character gains 2 + 2 lore. Oh my goodness. I see what you've done with the place. Wait, why would you have that Belle in there?
Yeah, that's 2/4.
Shift 3. There's a Bell at shift 3. The hidden archer is a shift 3. Whenever you play this character, it got reprinted. Whenever you play this character, whenever this character is challenged, the challenging character player discards all the cards in hand.
That seems fair.
Is the shift Bell in this deck, you actual madman?
That'd be wild. I'd be so upset that we don't see it. Like when I look at the deck list tomorrow, when we look at the deck list and it's in there and we didn't see it fired off, I'm gonna be mad. As we see, I believe that is
That bell isn't legal. Is it Miss Cratchit?
I do believe that is Miss Cratchit. Yes, I want to say it is.
Oh, no, that's not cool. I liked my idea better. You guys get out there and improve this deck list for us, okay?
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you do
You're like that bell isn't legal. Well, what if she was?
What if she could be though? Don't let the details get in the way of a good story, folks. What's going on here? That's crazy.
Man.
Yes, but that is in fact Miss Cratchit. For those of you that are curious, it is on the screen. You can see it. It's got Ward already on its way to being a great card. 3/4. A Mother's Love. When you play this character, you may put the top card of your deck face down under one of your characters or locations with boost. If you do this, you draw a card. So as if the magical researcher needed any more help, or that Flynn writer needed any more help, the Mrs. Cratchit is going to make all those boost characters even better. And in Amethyst, we know with Cheshire Cat, with the magical researcher, so many boost characters. As Jamal is spreading out the hand for another Ursula Deceiver. Turns out that there are no songs, but Gamesom with some information here, trying to recover, still at only one lore, but lots of characters on the board can turn this around pretty easily with a Clarabelle finding its way onto the table.
Yeah, we have a wide board. I just was looking up some cards from set 2 and 3, and all of a sudden we're seeing Gamesom be like, hey, this is what that Emerald Steel deck is supposed to do. I'm just literally going to play everything. I'm going to start turning them sideways, getting all of this card advantage. And I think with the Mrs. Cratchit and the Flynn, it's really, we caught up in lore really quickly just with a full quest out from Gamesom's side. So Jamal is going to have to pull some kind of spice out of somewhere to be able to get rid of this board.
Yeah, it's getting real dicey out here. Gamesom finally establishing, just a significant number of characters, so much presence here as we see Jamal going ahead and playing another character. I believe that is Todd. I could be wrong on that one. It's hard to tell. I want to say it's Todd. It has a very fox-like shape to it. could be up, but we'll
what? That's a Chernobog.
That is that is Chernobog. That is not Fox-like at all. In fact, it is kind of scary.
See, all right, you did it with the bell. I did it with the bell and the Scratchet. You did it with Chernobog and the. So we're doing some under the water Disney Lorcana vibes. Yeah, that is the Chernobog, and I actually don't know what his name is. But
Unnatural Force.
Unnatural Force.
It is Chernobog, cool. Unnatural Force. Yeah, I have. Let's see. Of the few talents I have, those kind of things. That's among one of them is remembering sub names.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but
I also went to put in Chernobog and I put in Chernodog, and it's like we don't have a card named Chernodog. And I was like,
no, Chernodog isn't real anymore, and it can't hurt you anymore. Color. We don't have to worry about Chernodog.
It's right there.
Chernodog.
Oh.
That's a pre-rotation monster that
we'll see you. We'll see you guys in Infinity.
We'll see you in Infinity though, for sure.
As Jamal is not in Infinity, he's in Core, and then here we go. Great Gamesom's like, hey, I'm just gonna quest out my next turn, and that will be 20. As we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, probably 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, that's 20. When did that Prince Philip get on the board? That's crazy.
It just showed up. It just said, hey, we're here to party. we're here to rock and roll, and making its way there. And so we've got so much going on. Just doing a quick count here, taking a look, and Jamal, they're confirming,
coming to terms with it.
Yeah. Just realizing, man, that I didn't get to do as much as I wanted to, but here's the good news. The good news is they get to go to a game 3. We get a game 3, folks. We've got still half of the time left in this round. So plenty of time, so much more spice to see. Color. This has already been like the highlight reel match of the night, and we are not even halfway through this round. It's crazy.
I know. I'm so excited. I think I'm locked in though. I think we've seen a lot of the cards. You know what the thing is like I dared to dream, right? I saw the Mrs. Cratchit, and that in my brain was the old Belle, because that's what I wanted for this match. I wanted the dare to dream. Like, let's go ahead and throw in the Hidden Archer, and that would have been the ultimate level of spice, because she just got a mat. She might have been reprinted. The other one's illegal in this format. You know what? I'm just daring to dream, people. But here we're locked in now. It's game 3. We're locked in. We're going to see what Jamal can do. We're going to see Gamesom do. We saw Emerald Steel doing Emerald Steel things, and we saw Jamal doing technically Disney Lorcana things.
There were, in fact, 60 legal Disney Lorcana cards that we saw in some order or fashion underneath those 3 dice, separated by 3 piles. The obligatory way of cutting your deck here in the ICL. They love to do it. Although I'm a fan of a half cut myself. And
it's just quick. You're just like,
yeah.
you know.
What see, I appreciate fairness. We want to make sure that the games are fair. So I'm a big fan of, hey, look, as long as you keep your deck on the table and I can see your deck at all times, I'm just gonna do that 1, 2, 3 thing the first time, and then we'll go to half cuts after that. So like, I'm like a huge proponent of let's do it one time, and then just make sure you like don't give me some crazy shit.
Just like just be chill. I don't people are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try, and then I'll put this one card here, and I'm like, what? Like
what are we doing?
I can't. Yeah, judge, I guess. Like, what are you doing? Get over here. I didn't say do that, but yeah. Jafar wheel mirrors. What are you guys in there talking about?
This match has got everybody unhinged, which Brohamington is already pretty unhinged in the chat, going even wilder, cheering on his teammate, cheering on Gamesome as they try to figure out how do we get out from underneath this. Jamal's going to try to close the deal here for Impact TCG. If Jamal's able to do this, that's going to secure them a 2-0, I believe. Because the Impact TCG did win that game 1, and so this would be a 2-0. So Sunflower Illumineers needs to level this out. They want that game 3 to matter.
That's not how you do it. How you do it.
It's not how you do it. No, it is not how you do it. Unfortunately,
I hate when I do that. I hate when I do that. I'm like shuffling and I'm like talking, and then I'll like flip a few cards and I'm like, do you want me to eat them or just walk and leave? Do you want me to just like drop and leave the tournament? Because I'm so sorry. Like, and it's like exactly. And here we go. We're just gonna go do the 3 pile.
Yeah, we're going to go 3 pile system here. Make sure that everything is nice and fair as we see. Yep, there you go. That's always a popular order. 3, 2, 1 is a fan favorite. And then I believe Jamal doing what I do, which is I'll do the same. So if you say 3, 2, 1, I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. And if you say 2, 1, 3, I'm going to say 2, 1, 3. I'm going to go with the numbers you said. That's how I do it. So we see both players going for it. Jamal sending Flynn Rider out to the field here with Gamesome going there too. Yeah, finally. It's been ink a lot of the times. Finally making its way turn 1 onto the field.
Oh no, turn 1 pass, which is actually horrible for Gamesome, but good for me because I want to see what Jamal's deck can do. Hopefully we've seen a couple things there with the Ana, but I'm really hoping to see something open up a little bit wide. And now if Jamal gets to play solitaire because Gamesome doesn't play his cards, we might get to see that strategy.
That is tough. We see Christopher Robin, a huge proponent of going really, really fast. So if you're seeing this lineup, you're seeing a Flynn Rider, you're seeing a Christopher Robin. What that's telling me and what that's telling Gamesome is today I'm the aggro deck, and I'm gonna go real quick, as fast as I possibly can, because if I go burr, then I win this game. And so seeing the options, being able to either have a play line where it's just like, well, you know what, we can play a little slower. I'll control the discard pile versus like, okay, there's just a really fast line. And Black Heron is going to try to stop that if possible.
Yes, she comes on down, sitting at a 3-3 stat line. But we did see the second Clarabelle Letter in her hooves, Enchanted, go into the discard. But now Jamal does have the ability to boost this Flynn. Go ahead, quest for 2. Now it gets a little bit of a strength boost as well, coming in with like a 3-2 stat line, which is insane. Now we did see last game this Christopher Robin going on a quest. When he did get banished, we were able to use that Ana later to target the Christopher Robin and get 2 more lore out of that. So that was like a really cool synergy. Like he went back on the bottom of the deck, which is like totally fine. But at the same time, even if he's banished here, I think we're fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, and just across those 2 turns, Jamal with 5 lore now, just going as fast can be. Gamesome going to take a look at the hand with an Ursula, going to see if there's anything that we can pull from there. There are, in fact, no songs, just characters here.
I think it was like a white rabbit into, some other cards that are definitely Disney Lorcaner as a Contented Wallflower. I'm pretty sure goes into the Inkwell, and we're going to take a little bit of a challenge into that Christopher Robin. And because we would actually lose and trade with that Kristoff there, but we're only taking 1 minute damage back from the Christopher Robin because he has a 1/3 for just like an egregious amount. Just like why?
Yeah, it's teeny tiny. It's like Timothy Q Mouse, but without all the restrictions. And so we see Jamal here having to decide. Okay, well, I've lost a character. I am all the way up to 5. Snowfort is one way to solidify those characters surviving. Flynn Rider getting a little bit stronger here, getting a little bit scarier now with a resist 1. Oh, wait, was that? No. Oh, okay. So it looks like we had a little takesies backsies here. Instead, opting to play the Magical Researcher with a boost.
Oops, we're just going to go fast. Yeah, opting to develop a character and boost it because we have enough ink left over to go ahead and do that because the genie is boost 1 for some ridiculous reason. And we do know that Flynn writer, and there's like a couple other things in there that, no, the Flynn wouldn't be able to sing education or elimination, but hey, that's in there and we could hard play it next turn, which would be insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that forced Gamesome into a really weird spot of having to deal with that with that magical researcher. As we know, he tried it last time and was met with a "you're welcome." Jamal, with magical researcher, was protected under that education or elimination song, and we do know there are no songs right now because at least we know from before he drew for his turn because that Ursula did not find one. Now whether it doesn't mean a whole lot in this.
You can't Ursula or Mowgli the top of their deck. You can't. Thought sees the top of their deck, and you guys know that. Not yet. Mad Hatter's teapot. Anyway, so that is the third Light on Her Hooves enchanted into the Inkwell. I'm pretty sure Gamesome's Inkwell is entirely made up of giant Clarabelles, which is really bad. Hopefully he finds the one more as we do go ahead and play a card that is legal in core constructed.
We do. And Jamal with a lonesome researcher on the field as Gamesome is slowly collecting more and more characters onto the table here. It's kind of similar to what we saw last game. Jamal with a fast start, Gamesome slowly building up and saying, well, if I put down just quality characters, then you can't just freely quest, and was able to take the game that way as we see finally that Snowfort entering the table.
Coming on down, as I'm pretty sure that's a Webby, and if it's not, it is now in my head as Prince Philip is sitting there next to it. Snowfort coming down, making things a little bit more difficult. Now we do have quite a bit of challenging power sitting on the board, but we do only have the lonely genie. So are we going to pass in the face of this, or are we trying to get our lure just in case you do have that malicious, mean, and scary Prince Philip combo, which we have seen in the deck? It is in there, but I don't know if you have enough ink to cast it because I can't count.
Jamal opting not to. Jamal saying no. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and we're going to protect this board because what's cool about boost is I can do it next turn and the turn after that, and then I can do it again the turn after that, and then I can do it some more. As we see the Webby Vanderquack going on a quest, and I believe I saw using the ability because we are in fact we were on the draw. Yeah. So that's the thing.
It works on the draw. It works better in the Sapphire decks, but boy, does it work when you're on the draw and being able to get that extra lore. Now, it probably won't ever work again, but you know what? It's still a 2/4 with 2 lore and ward, which I don't even know if that matters in Jamal's deck because I don't understand his deck list. But Black Heron going on a quest because even if we had Strength of a Raging Fire, you actually wouldn't have enough to banish it because the genie is a 3/4. But then the Snowfort giving resist is basically a 3/5 at this point. Actually, no, he's a 4/5 because it gives it +1 strength. Snowfort is insane. Every time I see a Snowfort, that's a card. Every time I see a Snowfort, I'm like, this card isn't even good. It's just annoying, which means it's a good card, which that's just flat out what it means. Is every time I see it, I'm like, it's even annoying. Did we boost it? Oh, it's Mrs. Scratch It. So we boosted twice. My gosh. Okay, getting all of the value off of that, going from 7 to probably, let's say 12. Does 12 sound good? Yeah.
That thing's got 4 cards under it. That thing is representing 5 lore. That thing is better than Mirabelle, okay? That thing is a 5 lore monster. You got to deal with it now. Jamal is saying, hey, this is probably the most value I'm going to get. I'm going to be facing down you're welcome at some point. I'm going to be facing down anything that can deal with this. If I don't at least get some value from this, all of that ink that I spent doing this will be for naught. And so Jamal turning in the reward of 5 lore there.
I really want to what if you just had Hades? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put 2 damage onto it. You're ramp me by 5. I dare you.
Yeah, sign me up for that.
And we are gonna go probably ahead and just play the Prince Philip. We're shifting the Prince Philip on top of himself after doing the damage onto it. So it does not matter how many you have there, but now Prince Philip is going to be able to quest because he was shifted, and that's what I just said. But Mrs. Cratchit does notably have 2 lore and ward. So she was kind of fine in that situation. As Bobby comes down, we're going to be able to draw a card and then discard a card, getting us closer to our game plan. That's probably a Pegasus. We'll just say it is. That sounds fun. Discarded a Pegasus, maybe. And a Dumbo.
All right, good. So we see Dumbo. So we're trying to stay above this with the evasives. Unfortunately, that Prince Philip is evasive. The vanquisher of foes. Jamal saying, well, you know what? I need to be fast and I need to go sideways right now. So we're gonna go ahead and start questing. We got that Miss Cratchit 2 lore getting Jamal all the way to that magic number 14, trying to get to 20. Not that far off, but Gamesome pretty close behind if we're taking a look at the board here.
Yeah, I mean, Prince Philip having 3 lore on him doesn't take that many turns for that Vanquisher of Foes to just kind of like go on a little quest and get that lore quickly. Notably, Webby having 2 lore herself. So there's a pretty decent, I mean, there's only 2 of them, but they're a pretty dense amount of lore threats over on Gamesome's side. Jamal then, of course, being able to utilize that Dumbo. I'm pretty sure. No, I mean, typically it would be easy for Steel to deal with, right? You just play a character and the Sing Strength of Raging Fire on it. But then now we have that Snowford in there, which makes things a little bit more wonky. So you have to play 2 characters, or the Thunderbolt would take care of it at this point, even though it's only doing 3 because Dumbo only has 3. But at this point, me trying to guess what's going to happen in this game is not like professionally where I should be. So we're just going to play a card.
Yes, I believe that is the 1 cost Webby if my eyesight does not fail me, as well as a Clarabelle and a Doc.
And into a Doc. There we
There
go.
we go.
That's what we're doing. We're emptying our hand to go ahead and get that value. And you're right. We are going to give the Webby +1. So she now challenges as a 3/4, which is like a little bit better. That's a little bit better.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty okay. If I'm being completely honest with you, pretty okay.
She comes in and she helps herself. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of a Webby self-help thing there. So I do love that in terms of the lore, as we are just going to go ahead and sing Strength of Raging Fire. We did the thing. We did it. We found the characters. We found the extra characters. We drew into the strength and dealt with it, even though that Snowfort was there. Gamesome said, hey, you told me how to do the line, and I just went and Doc and found all the cards that I needed.
Yeah, and that might represent the slow decimation here of Jamal's board, as Gamesome is now up to 5 characters, a Vanquisher of Foes being one of them, a Webby, both Webbies being part of that lineup as well, as Jamal is staring down. Poor Bobby built a little snow fort, and now this army of characters just coming for him. And he's like, dude, I need friends. So we're going to bring another
twin brother.
Bobby.
What about Mom? I've always wanted a brother. And so now he's here. He's himself. And we're going to go ahead and try it again for round 2 of that Dumbo as it comes back down, 9th wonder of the universe. And we're going to try again. Now we are staring down the barrel of the most lore that Gamesome could have put on the board. I mean, there's like 2, that's 5, just 5 in the front row, 3 in the back row, and whatever you've decided to draw off of your deck. So Games are doing an excellent job. Why not awarded 3/2 with 2 lore on it? Into a Strength of a Raging Fire to immediately get rid of the Dumbo. No. Okay, Gamesome is drawing and questing. It's not questing, unquesting.
That is rough. Yeah. So I mean, I think at this point, Gamesome has collected enough of that tempo to just start going sideways. Is going to win this thing just by running for that finish line here. Jamal trying to put up a fight, but it's looking like for naught here. That Dumbo didn't even get a chance to do anything. Showed up with its little feather in its little snout. I guess elephants have snouts. It's trunk. It's a trunk. Yeah. It is that is what they call them. That is in fact a trunk, but it's like in the middle of the trunk, I guess. Whatever. It's the trunk. Okay. And so here we go as Gamesome runs for the fences.
I mean, basically kind of doing a little bit of a Emerald Sapphire dance. What I would say is like trying to imitate that, where basically we just controlled the early game as much as possible and then just put out so many lore dense threats that we can't really do anything about it. So, and to wrap it up in that game 3, going to Emerald Steel, never seen it, haven't seen it in 20 years. Thoughts? Emerald Steel?
Emerald Steel is back, baby. Let's get Liam on the table. Yeah, we gotta find out if this is still in fact an F tier deck. Jamal, though, no slouch here with just both of these players bringing decks. We love to see just some spicy levels here on the rise. The capsaicin level, the heat level, just spiking up a bit. And I love to see it color. That was such a good game to watch. I got to learn about a bunch of new cards I didn't even know existed until now.
I read most of those cards today and I immediately deleted them from my brain and then regretted it. I should have logged some of it, but shout out to Jamal for like the spicy list. I definitely see what it was trying to do. And now I realize that the deck that I built for tomorrow will not do what I wanted to do. So back to the drawing board for me, but Jamal, like honestly, shout out for that. And Gamesome too, bringing Emerald Steel. Like I love, like you were saying, this is the ICL, right? And some people are like, there's a way to prepare for a tournament or a DLC, and then there's a way to prepare for the the ICL,
Yes.
and they are not the same. They are not the same because you never know what you're going to run into, or you're going to get a dog's mirror. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's. But again, oh my gosh, there's so many things. Well, we had Ruby Sapphire and Amber Emerald, and then now what is it? Now we got Stitch and Pete and Mufasa. We got the Amber. Yes, Sapphire is not doing great into this other side of the board though.
No, but create here, select few versus the lazy boys. My apologies. I see the lounger tag. This is in fact the lazy boys. You got to love a good Winnie the Pooh meme, as Alex is just so many characters and so many. We got genies, we got Dumbos, we got 2 Hades. This is, I think we need to wait and see where the lore is. I believe that is the correct lore right now.
Yeah.
7-7.
Yeah.
Yep. So that is the correct lore. We're going to get a proper count of where they are in terms of the match or the game wins in just a moment. So hang tight there. But
did the Mufasa stick?
Did it?
Did we just play Mufasa, or are we passing the turn? I do see Strength of Raging Fire into the discard, which means potentially we're kind of like not. I mean, we don't have 9 characters to get rid of this Mufasa, so maybe it's sticking here. And I think Create is taking their turn. Notably, by the way, I don't know if Create knows this, but this deck is not Sapphire Steel. So,
yeah, I don't think he's aware. He must be confused.
Yeah, unfortunate.
he thought I believe he's a little colorblind. I believe he thinks that the Amber is actually Steel, and that's okay. We you know what though, I appreciate him extending his wings. I actually respect him greatly for this, because this really does show, and it allows Create to showcase like, hey, I'm a good, regardless of the colors. You don't want to catch me in a dark Lorcana alley, okay? Because I will I will throw down with any color cards that you give me. Understand? That's where we're at right now.
I mean, honestly, if you are able to get a Mufasa to stick on the board and actually be dry at the beginning of your turn, like this Vision of the Future could be anything, because it could literally be 6 more visions that would be legal. You'd at least be 4 more visions, and then you could do it all over again. Again, it'd have to be a different card than visions because you can only have 4 per deck. But I'm just saying, having a visions at the beginning of a turn where you have a dry Mufasa is basically the best day ever. And so we're just gonna dig through our deck with the develop your brain. So we're gonna take 2 turns in one. We're gonna do that annoying Sapphire thing where you visions into a develop, and then you visions into a develop, and then you're going to potentially, hopefully not lose the game. Hopefully Mufasa does not have to challenge, because that would actually be terrible, because that's what happens with him. You put him on the board, he dries, and then you have to challenge with him because
you're
slow.
put in a really, really weird spot. I mean, you have to look at the math a little bit and say, hey, is it worth it in order to challenge here? Is it worth it to do that quest? And I mean, so with 4 lore, that's if you can't to decide to challenge with a 4 lore quester is a problem.
This is my visions counter, and these are my develop counters. Okay, so this is where we're at right now already.
I'm like, what are you, an umpire? Are you counting like strikes and outs and stuff?
Oh no, I mean this is strikes like on a personal level. No, I'm just kidding. No, but no, he's like 2 visions, 1 develop, and this is already the beginning of the turn. So we're just sculpting our hand for basically what is going to be our second turn, just in case we are able to then maybe dig into these answers and get to where we want to be. Like, I mean, dig into the answers and then have all of the ink at our disposal to have a second turn around. And which I think is why Mufasa has been like notably a quote unquote bad card to throw in there, is because either you don't have the hand resources to take advantage of this ink ability, or it's so slow that by the time he hits the board, you're having to challenge in and you're not even getting the value. So you just kind of,
I mean, if things get real rough, he can quest with the Mufasa and just keep playing more develops and more visions. I mean, there's that's always
technically, he has 3. He has at least 3 more develops and 2 more visions in his deck that he's legally allowed to play. So that's actually quite a bit of game actions in a turn, and which notably my favorite hallmark for a good player is just game actions. Right?
Game actions, If you, it doesn't matter the quality of the game actions. If you do 5 game actions and your opponent does like 2, I feel like you win every time.
100%. In my eyes, that's how that works. And we do have a lot of ink. We have 2 ink left, and which is a perfect amount for another Visions of the Future, which would be actually hilarious. But we are going to go ahead. We're going to quest, or we're going to have to sing Let It Go. Just kidding. We're going to quest with the Mufasa all the way up to 11. That is so much lore. And we are going to unexert all of our ink.
5, 6, 7. Is that 8? Is that 8 or 7? Is that 7? Okay, it is 7. It is 7. So I was worried about a raging storm incoming. Is why I was doing that quick count. It is 7 though, and 7 is a pretty good number because it means Hades' Infernal Schemer has found its way onto the table.
And I think we're gonna have to go for that Dumbo. Unfortunately, I mean, we are at 7 lore, but that Dumbo is card resource advantage. And yeah, that's gone. That's immediately anywhere. Get that out of here.
Get out of here,
100.
you elephant.
Get out of here. Strength of Rage of Fire just like goes into the inkwell, or just for funsies or whatever that was.
Was that the inkwell that it sent it to?
I mean to the discard.
Oh, did it throw it? Oh, then that was an error.
Was he switching
to discard?
I was like, was he? No. The so sorry. The Dumbo went into the inkwell from the Hades, but then he grabbed a Strength of Rage and Fire, essentially moving his discard from one side to the other. Okay. I think again, that's why you guys can't unexert your ink at the end of your turns, because I get confused. Okay, like
yeah, don't do that because color gets confused. Okay,
we reading the board state is like Ron Burgundy for me. Like if you put it in front of me, that's what I believe to be true. So yeah,
100%.
Exactly.
But I mean, look at the equality of characters on Create's side of the board now. We've got that Mufasa, you've got a Stitch, you've got that Hades. Create's got to be feeling pretty good now. We're ahead on the lore count. We see Bell coming down. Nice.
That's
the accomplished
so many resources devoted to that. Yeah, we went ahead and double challenge in with the Hades, did 6 damage to it, and then played the Bell to move the damage from the Stitch, I suppose. Yeah, that's what. Okay. So we're moving the damage from the Stitch over to there to then take out the Mufasa, because 6 + 3 does equal 9.
It does. Yeah. So that, I mean, if you have to use 3 characters effectively to deal with Mufasa, that seems like I feel like Create won that trade. That's where you want that to come from. As we see Yzma, speaking of value, Yzma trying to join the fray here and see if we can get some more card advantage for Alex.
Yeah, now we do lose the Mufasa. You never can, you don't get to Mufasa twice. You know what I mean?
No.
Like whatever it is, even if I'm losing the game, I'll bend over backwards to make sure you never do that in my face ever again. So hopefully whatever cards that Create got off of that his 2 turns last turn were enough to be able to fight back. And it's a Horseman strikes into that genie right there. We'll take out Evasive and be able to draw a card just for funsies. And we are going to go ahead and throw down the Scuttle. With the good art. And he has Ward. He has 2. He's a 5/5.
Yeah, solid. I mean, a 5/5 with Ward is a problem and can create some more of these weird trades. So we've seen now more opportunity, Create putting awkward trade potential here down, as Alex is going to have to figure this out, because that is game on board if Alex cannot.
Absolutely. I mean, Mufasa just showing its power there. Like, all we need to do is have a dry Mufasa, and I'll be able to take 2 turns to your 1. And if I was on the play, as a Demona does go into the inkwell to play a Cheshire Cat and into a Benja, which is not where you want to get, but we're going to play a Dock, and it's fine. So we're going to dig and hopefully be able to get rid of this. Anything to slow the clock down here.
A removal of any one of those characters will get Create to 19 with a full board quest here. Alex trying to create a board that will limit Create's ability to just win this game, but it's going to be real tough. You've got that Scuttle that's looking real beefy there. You've got the Accomplished Mystic coming in, challenging, going to boost with the Cheshire Cat, sending damage over to the Hades
to finish it off with the we're challenging the Hades with a Bell, and then we are boosting the Cheshire Cat to take the 2 damage off of that to finish off, and that does equal 4 + 2 = 6. That's how that works. But that does leave us with the idea of ain't no way. I mean, I guess there ain't no way you cannot get rid of the Stitch right now, because he is a 4/8, and you had to choose one. It was either the Infernal Schemer or the Stitch, but you can't get both.
No, you can't. And I think this is a really, really good showcase here of how do you collect tempo? How do you hold on to tempo? How do you steal tempo? Forcing your opponent into really bad trades might be the name of this last phase of this game here. Maybe the difference maker, allowing Create to hold on to this game, win this thing if he can eke it out. Alex not allowing that to happen, trying to fight back, trying to see if he can clamor together something to put against Create's board, against Riplung's board here. What is Create going to do? Looks like he's deciding on whether the clock is fast enough or not. And he says, you know what? I think it is.
He's like, you don't have Cobra in your deck. It's not like you put Benja in your deck. You didn't put Cobra in there, did you? Just kidding. We have something. It's not Raging Fire, is it? You don't want to board wipe, do you? You really, okay. It's a let it go. Okay. I like that much better. Going ahead and cleaning up one of, it's got to be the Yzma. We got to get your card draw out of here.
Yeah, because if we ease ourselves into a Cobra, that could be a real problem. As we see Cinderella, dream come true, finding its way, but no cards in Riplung's hand, which means no at end of turn effect.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and throw that down because all we need is one lore. We have the Scuttle is a 5/5. You'll have to take it out. We have a 4/8, and then we have our Cinderella. So the Cinderella might be easy to remove, but it is going to require quite a bit of resources and cards that I know that Alex just drew 2 off the dock, but they also did they play cards off the dock as well? So no, they probably have about 3 cards in hand at this point.
Yeah, it looks that way. There's a few.
There's like a couple.
There's a smidge of cards in in Alex's hand here. The exact number difficult to tell here, but Alex doing some math, trying to figure out, can we get out from underneath Riplung's reign, as Create is just totally chill, hanging out on his phone, texting his friends saying like, yeah, I'm winning this game, friends, I got you.
All right, well, enhance. Who's he talking to? Chat, get him. Enhance. Yeah. Okay. Nobody wants to be in Create's DMs. Okay. Genie, wish fulfilled, making a wish. I don't know. My brain melted from the last one, and all of these genies now look the same. Coming down, drawing a card, being able to dig us a little bit deeper in the deck. Also, notably making a Strength of Raging Fire if we were going to see one a little bit more strengthy. But now we are going to have to go ahead and double challenge into this Scuttle because it is a 5/5. So you're going to have to. It's going to have to be more than that. Are you going to? No, we're not doing that, are we? We're trying to quest with those two? You got to take the bell and the dock into the Scuttle. Get rid of that. That's 5. Yeah. You're not getting any more lore out of that. Hopefully, you'll be able to take the Cheshire Cat and the Benja on a quest. Notably, he is a terrible character out of your deck, but he does have 2 lore on him.
Yeah. Other than being terrible, he at least quest for 2. Yeah. As we see, I love it. Color's like, yeah, I mean, that's just facts are facts, right? That's what we see here. This is one of my favorite things to do in a game. At the very end phase of the game, you're kind of mapping out. You're saying, okay, so I've got these 5 characters. So where do I line them up? You kind of like stack them, right? And you say, hey, okay, this goes here, this goes there, and then we're gonna go ahead and challenge here, there, and there, and then try to see if we can come to the end of this. We are with a minute left on the clock. It's pretty clear that this is that game-defining moment, whether or not Riplux wins. So take your time and make sure that you're doing this right, because this could be where everything falls apart, or you might be able to clamor this back. You've got less than a minute. Try to close this thing out within the 5-turn time limit rules that we have here at the ICL and just general, because that's how time limits work in Lorcana.
You can't. There's no way to get. You can't get 8 damage. Yeah, like you can't.
Yeah,
you can't.
The math is mathing. It looks like.
No, because I mean, you could do like at most you could get like 7 into that if you have a strength, and then you were able to like challenge it a little bit. But then you still have to have your Cheshire Cat available to you. So I guess we could technically like Zeus. Thunderbolted, and then we could like send in my entire board.
I imagine with this much thought, I imagine there's a song at play. Like he's probably doing the math in his head with the song with like, okay, so I've got the song, it does this much damage, and then let's kind of pan out and see how do we get there. So just you want to don't make any mistakes, folks. If you're at a tournament, don't slow play. Do not slow play, but make sure you don't force yourself. What I like to say is, make the easy turns easy and make the easy decisions fast. But like on these weird turns where you've got multiple things to think about, this is where you should be spending a little bit of time to think through those decisions.
Okay. So we're trying to think about it because nothing will live through or not be banished in that challenge. So we're going to go ahead and move the damage over to the Stitch. And actually we can now at this point, we can move things around. We will be able to have to double challenge into the Scuttle because it does have wards. So we're not going to be able to get after it. It is a 5/5. So we are going to have to do just a clean amount of normal damage. But do we want to go ahead and sing something onto the strength, the Stitch first, potentially? It doesn't seem like we want to, because then if we're challenging first, we probably don't have a strength.
You're right. Yeah. unless we've made a mistake, but we'll take a look and see in just a moment. Yeah. So flipping through the hand. Yep. I see 3 being turned sideways. That's got to be
there. It's
got to be the strength. It is.
There we go. Strength of Raging Fire onto that character right there, which was not what I felt like it was going to happen, but it probably needed to, because that was still 1 lore we have to get off the board. Correct. So Cinderella is gone. Now being able to then challenge in.
Yeah, just doing the math here.
So that's 5, and then we're gonna be able to challenge in right there. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have to throw our entire board into the Stitch and our entire board into the Scuttle. So
Yeah.
fun.
Fun times at Lorcana High here as we're doing some weird arithmetic, some math, trying to figure it out, folks. This is the hard parts.
I'll say the hard part is anything that he throws his board into will not be banned. You can't cat things that are banished, right? And unfortunately, everything that's going to be sent into that board, the strength of every character on Create side is quite high, and if nothing is on the board, you can't cat it. So that's kind of where we are, is devoting all of our resources to this, and we're only at 11. So if we have to throw my entire board into your board, and then you just, Create does have no cards in hand though, so no cards in hand. We see a couple of cards shuffling over on Alex's side. It is a Cobra and a Olaf, so we decided that we can't do it, that it's probably not worth it. We could clear your board with the Cobra and we'd only get up to 13. So I think Alex says 11 is not 19 and you're at 19.
Yeah. Math did not math for Alex.
No. Oh, hey. Welcome.
Luke is back.
He's probably muted. There he is.
What's up, buddy? Oh,
it's tradition. It's tradition at this point. So, all right. So we had a bonus game. So yeah, how did you feel about that first match, Luke? All of those spicy tech cards coming on in, making their ways.
It was nuts. It was so much fun. I had a great time. I loved it. The audience did too. Like seeing everybody in the chat just talking about which by the way, Nibaf with a raid party of 9. Thank you for that. For our raiders coming in, joining us for the ICL. We'd love to see you here. Come on in, take a load off, grab yourself a cold beverage. We're enjoying some great games of Lorcana here. But yeah, it was, speaking of great games of Lorcana, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, we can hear you, but they can't, Luke. So you're still technically muted.
Well, I didn't say anything relevant, so it's okay.
It was actually really profound, and you guys missed it.
Yeah. Oh well. Luke just dropped some of the best wisdom that's ever been dropped ever in the history of anything.
I will be able to retire after this wisdom, so you guys really missed out.
Yeah. I'm gonna be rich now because of what Luke just said.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
That's how it works. I can't get rich myself, so.
Yeah, you got to give it off to other people. I appreciate that. But yeah, just we were just asking you, what in terms of what you thought about that game. So if you want to kind of repeat what you said in terms of the craziness.
It was crazy trying to find all of the different Annas that were being played. I was just like, I don't know what this does. Is that a Kristoff? I don't know. You're like, Magica's brother? I'm like, I think that actually might be a Magica. She has like 5 or 6 versions now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, it makes sense to me because of it does have that synergy, right? And I think when that Magica came down, it was before we actually saw all of the stuff going on. So yeah, I got all these Magicas. Like you know what? There's a chair. No, I can't. I tried. I really tried. His name's Poe Dispel, by the way.
Poe Dispel. That's very fitting. I like that.
Yeah.
So like very Edgar Allan, very creepy. I like it. Okay, that's cool.
He is a vanilla 3 cost, so I doubt that he would be in the deck because this Magica is when you ever play this character, you may shuffle chosen character. So that is more of that discard synergy that would go ahead and trigger that and allow you to shift your Anna for free. So if you play the Anna little sister on 2 and then you play the Magica Dispel on 3, then you can shift your Anna for free as well as playing that. So that's a really impactful turn actually. That's pretty good. I like it. I like it.
I loved it. The chat went wild. I went wild. It was crazy. We talk about we talk about chaos. That was chaotic. That was nuts.
Also, I did send the Bell and the Minnie Mouse Mrs. Cratchit in the chat so you guys could look at it and also squint and be like, no, yeah, that's the same card. That's the same card.
It is Emerald. They are wearing a similar blue dress with a white apron, standing in the middle of the card. If you kind of squint, it kind of looks like that. But we're gonna jump out of here. There's no more ICL for you, Miss Color, this week. But you have Masters of Disaster, I do believe, this Friday.
Masters. Actually, Thursday. It's literally tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yeah. So tomorrow on JDZ's channel, you're gonna have Masters Disaster, and you're gonna see those Annas again. You're gonna see them again.
We're gonna jump into a turn 1. Elanwe.
As we got Knive. Oh, Knive here. Love the mat.
Alonwe. Yes.
Yes.
Ilonwe. Yes. I was just listening to the audiobook and I hear it, and then a bunch of people say it differently, and it just melts my brain.
Yeah, I've heard it Ilonwe and Ilonwe. I've heard it both ways. Yeah. As Matt goes ahead and plays a lantern, trying to do the best Sapphire impression that you can. As we see, it is in fact that beautiful color pairing, that amber amethyst, that we slowly starting to kind of peak back there. We know it came out and became kind of popular after the. Oh, we took a break. Yeah, kind of became popular after Zan and the combo, and then it kind of saw new life without the combo, and now we're seeing it again here in Winterspell. As Knive is just 3 hooks deep right now. Just so many Captain Hooks saying, I dare you, I double dog dare you to exert a character. I'm going to chop him up.
Yeah, he can play strength for 3 if he needed to, but I don't know if he really wants to here. There's no character he really needs to go after. Probably just play a cap, but still, losing the strength is rough.
Oof, yeah. Mowgli coming in big here. I mean, you're right, though. That's exactly what he was aiming for. He was trying to set himself up for like a nice 4-character spread, potentially dealing with an impending genie or something to that effect. And Mowgli came in and said, nah, dude, that ain't happening. Instead, you're going to go have to play this Lexington if you want to come and get after some kind of crazy evasive thing on 4 or 5.
Yeah, and I'm really enjoying the versions of this that are also playing Lantern and Grandmother Willow. They're just trying to get the same type of ramp that Blurple has, but then have the powerful ability of playing the Storm, a Raging Storm, to be able to equalize the board if the opponent's gone a little too crazy. Granted, their ramp can't do that, so they still have to kind of play character versus character at the beginning of the game and hope they don't draw their Raging Storms before their Demonas. But the deck has quite a bit of power here, being able to play some of the best Amethyst cards, following it up with some All-Star Amber cards.
Yeah, I mean, and whenever you can challenge with a Captain Hook and it survives that challenge, you're doing pretty good here. As Knive getting some value, taking care of that Mowgli, and still keeping that Captain Hook around. As Cheshire Cat, speaking of keeping that Captain Hook from getting banished, Cheshire Cat certainly can help a little bit if it needs to. Not right now, though. You need 1 more because it's a boost of 2. But yeah, Cheshire Cat certainly makes things more difficult, makes the math weird for Matt here.
Yeah, let's see if Matt has the Elsa here to be able to answer this pesky kitty cat. Being able to quest with the Ilonwe and then use Elsa to take out the cat. Or just play a Big Bird.
Yeah, Big Burb is good. Big Burb is scary as long as there's no song or action on the other side of that. There might be, but if you're spending your time with a Strength of a Raging Fire, it would have gotten rid of it anyway with 5 characters on the table. So I think this is personally, I think this is a good play here either way. So
yeah, it's quite big, and since Mowgli already took the strength away, Iago gets to do one of his favorite impersonations of the Sultan with a "Polly, what a cracker!" as it's gonna shove them into the mouth of one of these characters as it challenges down here.
Oh, yeah, and Dumbo being sent away into the discard pile. Not the one you want to see gone, but that's what Elsa does. But that's okay, because Matt's got more Dumbos lying in wait. The 9th Wonder of the Universe was the first one. It is the 18th now. We're on the 18th Wonder of the Universe. That's how that works, Luke. I don't know if you knew that or not.
And, he decides to shove the crackers in his own mouth and draw a card and gain a lore.
You know what? Sometimes if you're hungry, you got to eat. And crackers can be pretty tasty. If I'm being completely honest here.
Yeah, they can be. you got me with that. You stumped me.
Crackers taste good, dude. I mean, especially put a little bit of cream cheese on them. I like to sprinkle a little bit of sesame seed on them as well. In the chat, I want to know what's the most delicious thing that you've ever put on a cracker. Let us know, because I'm a huge cracker aficionado. I love crackers. I love putting all kinds of spreads on them. I'm a fan. So let me know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't go for crackers in that regard. Like, I take the slice of cheese and put the meat on it and then put a little bit of cream cheese on it, and I would eat that. I normally don't grab a cracker for a base there at charcuterie boards and whatnot. I don't know, this dry and bland.
Well, that's what the spread's for. The spread helps. The spread helps to eliminate some of the.
Why
the
do I want to
choking hazard.
bland down the amazing spread and meat and cheese, and I can just eat those without it? As Knive has the Elsa, or no, that was last turn. This turn we're just activating the kitty cat, taking out the Royal Guard to try to make it that if Demona comes down, it's going to try to hurt just a little bit less. Because now Demona kind of just answers... I guess we trade away the island. We get to take out 2 hooks in the Cheshire cat.
As
not a terrible
Demona,
turn.
Demona finding its way onto the table here, sending all of those Captain Hooks and that cat sideways here. So now Matt is going to be able to do some devious math and some devious challenging here, sending the Cheshire cat with the Iago, deciding what else needs to go here. We see the Ilanwi making some, maybe not making some choices. Go ahead and send that into a Captain Hook. Make this board just smaller and smaller. We know that Strength of a Raging Fire is something that can happen, so we want to reduce the numbers as much as possible. But Knives still left with 3 characters, and Elsa that can sing, and a lot of ink to do things with.
Want to allow the Elsa to crack back into the Dumbo with a challenge to take it out. Surprising challenge, but we're gonna use that kitty cat to finish off the Iago.
Knife kind of indicating he does not have a way to deal with that Iago with the illusion text, opting instead to say, well, you know what, Dumbo is pretty easy. If you use Dumbo, you've got to exert it. I can deal with that next turn, no problem. And so Knife taking this moment to just kind of say, hey, well, I'm going to let you get a little bit of more advantage off this Dumbo for me to deal with it next turn.
Yeah, that is one route to it. It's possible to also have just used the movement to take out the Dumbo instead. Yep. Since there was 3 damage already on the Iago, and then that way you don't have to exert your Elsa in a manner where it gets challenged back. You could quest with if you wanted to. There's a few different plays you could do. The Iago can be quite scary to leave in play, as you're saying that Knives play is to respect how powerful and big of a body that is.
Yeah.
And we see Ohana inked, so
I was about to say, yeah, exactly that. Like the ink actually showing Knife that he might have made the right choice there in dealing with that, trying to prevent Matt getting any kind of free draws here. So Matt, with I believe a single card in hand, would not have been the case if we were just kind of willy-nilly sending characters here on quests and Iago being able to, with so much willpower, to draw from that would be crazy.
Yep. And this Marshmallow here, it's going to kind of slow Knife down a little bit in the regards that he can't effectively quest all out over and over again, because then one quest with Marshmallow kind of locks this whole board down. And if Matt plays a Demona as well, like that also puts him in a rough spot, because then he only gets to ready 1 character, and it's kind of like a little combo Matt's making here with Demona and Marshmallow. It would be pretty amazing right now.
You mean like that, Luke?
Yes.
You mean like that?
Yes. Because Marshmallow says that each opponent can't ready more than 1 of their characters on their next turn when it quests.
Oh, that is rough. Matt followed up the Marshmallow with the Demona, locking down Knive's board, went and quested with the Marshmallow to activate its text. Knive is going to be put in a really, really bad spot here. Next turn, only able to ready 1 of these characters. That is going to make things really, really weird. Oh my gosh. I was just about to ask you, if you thought that this Marshmallow card was worth it for the uninkable spot, the space for it, especially at 5 cost. Matt might be proving me why it is exactly
that does not work there.
What doesn't?
Correct. Stone by Day.
Oh, because he's got more. Yes, correct. He won't be able to choose he's gonna have to choose a different character.
And our judge / Matt was on top of that.
Yep.
And Matt's like, no. See, I had this thoughted out. I thought this out. Now the Demona is going to make your Gargoyle not ready. Yep. So Knives is in a weird spot. If I was in Knives' spot, I'd probably ready the Olaf. Yeah, challenge exactly it, and either trade it with the Mowgli or just stack 2 damage onto the Marshmallow. And then return the Cheshire Cat to hand to draw 2, maybe 3 if we want to activate it again for no use, depending on what's in our hand. Try to draw the strength to finish it off, to free our characters from this like kind of lockdown.
Yeah, this combo is crazy, and if Knive can't get out from underneath this thing, this is going to probably be the story of game one, and Knive is going to probably get to the end of this thing. And as we play Hades, you have to imagine he's choosing probably the marshmallow, I would have guessed. But
I mean, he's drawn two cards, is what he's doing.
Yeah, Matt's like, I don't. Matt's doing the thing that I do, where it's like, I don't care. Just draw. Don't even name the character. Just draw two. Don't even name the character, dude. Just draw your two.
It's in like a rough spot for Knive because he doesn't want Matt to draw cards.
Yeah.
But he wants to try to protect his Cheshire Cat. But for him to have protected his Cheshire Cat puts Matt in a position to continue questing and to get at a higher lore to the point where maybe it'll be too much. But now we're probably seeing the cat get challenged down by the gargoyle.
Yeah, potentially here. Now so next turn, Knive is only going to be able to, assuming that Matt is going to opt to quest with the marshmallow here, again, going to be forced into only choosing one character to ready. Matt is going to have some decisions to make here. He's got a lantern. He's got, for a character, effectively 7 ink, but 6 actual ink here. It looks like, if my eyes don't deceive me with these black sleeves.
I feel like Demona is going to get revenge for all of the statues that have been knocked off of tables from cats by challenging this Cheshire Cat to take it out. Let's get that out of here. And
there you go. Oh, and you lost a Cobra from that. You hate to see it. Cobra and a Hades, great characters here. Could have given Knife some more answers, but alas, all of them into the discard pile.
Yeah, and then we followed up with our own Cheshire Cat to then maybe bounce one of, or to answer one of the Olafs here. We don't really care if Elsa or Hades comes back. Drawing them 1 or 2 more cards is a little frustrating. That is, but we do need to slow Knive down a little bit. He can't ready the Lexington. No. So if we answer, there we go. Yep.
Yikes. Yeah. Okay. This is a rough game for Knives. I think the just establishing that marshmallow, establishing that Demona here, just completely wreaking havoc on the way this game has been played. We see no. You hate to see it. A Horseman Strikes coming in, dealing with the Elsa, giving free card draw here. Three cost to remove an Elsa to draw a card. Matt is well on his way to a nice clean victory here in this game 1 of round 3.
I'm very curious what the last card is. So we inked a quest for 2, draw 2 card for 8, Surfer Stitch to play the removal. So we have 1 random card, and then the card that we didn't ink over the Surfer. So it's either an uninkable or what, Demona, some back-breaking card. And that's the other thing is like, Storm? It could be a Raging Storm, but bouncing this Hades is a joke if we have a Demona. It's like, draw 2 cards. I don't care.
You're like, okay, watch me care. Watch me.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. As we see Matt drawing cards, figuring out what it is that we're going to do here. But Matt, I mean, just controlling this midpoint of the game here. Crazy. We see the Lantern getting exerted, choosing to turn 3 more ink sideways to play a Genie. Get yourself some more cards there, Matt. Get that wish fulfilled for yourself, bud, because your wish is about to come true here. You might win this game faster than you knew it, as we see Ilanwi finding its way, as well as the Maleficent. Okay. You love to see it.
Yeah, just
this is the one that came back.
Yeah, this is gonna slow Knives down even more. It's like, if he even gets to the point where he could maybe ready this Lexington, who's been exerted for like 5 turns now, it feels like, we can just discard a card to the Maleficent while she quests and return it to the hand. Or we could do that with any of the other small characters that Knives might try to play to extend into the board to try to answer how wide of a board we have.
Yeah, certainly. And for those that don't know, it's on screen there. That Maleficent Vexed Partygoer. Crazy card. I'd love to see a little bit of spice here. Whenever this character quests, choose and discard a card to return chosen character, item, or location with cost 3 or less back to the player's hand.
is as if a giant snowman wrecking havoc on this board, not freezing the opposition, not letting them ready up to be able to do much in this turn isn't enough.
No, and it's tough. Knives is being put into a really weird space, having to make choices here. You've got that marshmallow that just keeps controlling the board and just having to choose Cheshire Cat, having to choose other things that are even
That's just
bigger
8 lore
problems.
right there. 9
Yeah,
lore.
Yep, and that is it. That represents the game. Matt confirming with Knives, like, hey, this is actually the math that gets me to the end of this game. Knives going to go ahead and shuffle up, and hopefully he is going to, if Sunflower Illumineers has any shot of winning this series, is going to have to go back to back. Knives is going to have to do a reverse sweep in order to do that here.
No pressure. No pressure to the Burb Master Knives. The numbers are his business, so I'm sure he's thinking of the odds right now of what he needs to do, what cards he needs to draw, and how he needs to go about this. I don't think there was too many plays that I was just like, oh, this. It just felt like he was put in a really rough spot. Matt kind of just really locked him down with that marshmallow. Yeah. Like, I don't know about you, but this is the type of card that I would probably put in a set champs deck. Like, it's interesting enough. I'd put it in my deck, take it to locals, and be like, all right, is this good enough? You crush with it at your locals, and then you're like, all right, let's take this to the testing table. Let's share this with the team. Like, is this something? And even if it's not, that looked insanely fun for me and unpleasant for my opponent. And sometimes that's the best time to play cards.
You might go like 0-4, but you're gonna have a good time. Like the one game, each of those series that you win is gonna be just insane, and your opponent's gonna be mad. They'll never forget it. They're gonna leave that. They're gonna have won and still be mad at you.
Yeah. So
as we see a similar opening as game 1 here. We see Captain Hook met by an Ilanwi, so pretty similar to what we saw in game 1 here.
Yeah, and let's see if the amazing fun spice can happen. We have most likely 8 ramp in our deck. We've got the one that can't be interacted with. That's the interesting thing, is not only does it stick around if we Raging Storm, but this doesn't get answered by pesky cards like Fire the Cannons or Strength. Because Knives could have played a Strength there to just take it out of Willow if Matt played it, and that seems like a perfectly reasonable play, honestly.
Yeah, certainly as Matt now with effectively 4 ink for a character, which we're going to see used here. This pseudo ramp playing that Iago again, similar to what we saw last time, opting to play the Iago good here, unless we have a Strength of a Raging Fire. We do not have a Mowgli onto to see what's in hand. So Knive, if we do have that Strength, but turning 4 sideways indicates no, we're playing a Wish Fulfilled Genie instead.
I mean, we can sing. If we have Strength, we sing it.
We can still sing it, yeah.
And Matt, basically, Iago on the draw is an interesting thing where if Knives is on the play and he goes 1, 2, 3 Strength, it doesn't matter what 4-drop we play, right?
Yeah.
So just playing the Iago is fine. They're going to take out any character, and if they do not have the Strength, the Iago is going to do work.
Yeah, it's just it's gonna wreak havoc, as if the marshmallow didn't do enough of that in game 1. We're gonna go ahead and use the speaking of which, the marshmallow is back. The marshmallow is here. Will it stay is the question. If it stays, this game gets wonky. And the real question, Luke, is there a Demona finding its way next turn?
This is kind of a little interesting. I feel like Matt is like, he's so impressed. Yeah, he's like, I'm going to play Demona. Draw your cards, friend.
Yeah.
Just don't have Strength, please.
Yeah, please. Oh.
I would have been slightly afraid of a Strength, so I might have challenged. But Matt was so impressed with Marshmallow in the previous game that he's like, I don't want you moving 2 damage with Cat and then challenging it. So, like, I'm just not going to stack any damage. I'm going to play this Demona. I'm going to exert your board, and I'm going to eat.
Oh, speaking of which, guess what, friends? The combo is here. It is ready. We've exerted all the characters with that Demona. The Marshmallow has to quest here, because if not, then the board won't get locked down. However, Iago does not have to do anything. Iago does what Iago wants to do, and that is to find its target in the Cheshire Cat, challenge it, and banish that thing all the way to the discard pile.
Dude, I am a fan of this Marshmallow deck.
Dude, it
I
is
want to
not.
play. I
I'm
want to
playing
play
this at set
20.
champs, dude.
Yeah, I want to play 20 unink. Exert your stuff deck. Like Elsa, I'm
Oh.
putting 4 Isis in here, 4 Marshmallow, 4
My friends are gonna hate
Demona.
me. They're gonna wish I didn't cast this game because they're gonna hate me after tonight. I'll tell you right now. Thank you, Matt. From my friends to you, they're gonna send you all kinds of bad messages for what I'm about to do to them at set champs. As we see another Lantern exertion to play the Cheshire Cat, just trying to do what we did last time, trying to keep control of the board by forcing Knives into a weird situation. We're sending that wish fulfilled genie back into the discard pile. That Iago, the only evasive character on the board right now.
So Knive did have another cat to be able to make it that he could ready his 3/3, be able to send the Black Heron into the Marshmallow and then move 2 damage off of the Iago. But that is healing his opponent's Iago, which then just ate still feasted on the genie. Because although Marshmallow was taken out, it took 1 character, an activation of cat, and caused the direct removal of a genie as well, right?
Yeah. Now we did see Knives' hand, and we know that he can string all these cards up. Going to go ahead and discard a Cobra to play a Cobra. Went ahead and inked the Black Heron to allow him to play that dock. We're going to see him now draw the 2. So emptying his hand out here to just see if we can try to muster together a plan, which is exactly what Amethyst Steel generally will do. Playing the Black Heron, and all of a sudden, Knife went from 2 characters to 5 characters. Something that Amethyst Steel does very, very well here.
So another thing he could have done, and I don't know if it was right or not. Instead of playing Doc, we could have just had another Cobra in play. But I think we were maybe a card away from, we didn't need to ink the other Black Heron. So we could have discarded that instead, but we do lose out on ink. It's probably still better to get the cards right away.
It's tough because I think that I think that's when people are playing Doc, I feel like a lot of people are pressured to get that thing out quick. They oftentimes just want to launch it and send it out, and I feel my perspective is I see a lot of players inking things that are better off on the table. And sometimes if you wait that turn, you're rewarded for it with having more presence. So it's a tough spot to be in. I can respect wanting to see more of those cards, especially if you're trying to get yourself into a strength to deal with something now. But I think there's something to be said about, hey, these characters are in your deck because you generally want to play them, and they might be better on the board sometimes too.
So we played the Stitch to draw 2 cards, but did we ink as well? So does our Demona ready? Doesn't matter, as Demona just gets eaten away.
Yeah, so Knive, of course, doing the math, figuring out, okay, well, we got to control. We can control here. We got to keep this board not as bad. Now we've got that Marshmallow gone finally, so the reign of Marshmallow is over, but it does not mean that the threat is done. There is a lingering effect when you have a just such a powerful card that morphs the way that you play the game. So Knives is trying to get back from underneath. It looks like doing a good job of it as we see Matt now deciding to play characters. Oh no, is that 6?
It needs to be an Elsa.
It's an Elsa. It's 5. It's Elsa.
Need to answer this Yzma before all is lost.
Yeah. Yzma represents a huge jump in resources into Knives' hand. The biggest threat, obviously, by a mile, even more than that Cheshire Cat, that Yzma had to go for sure.
Yeah, and it lets us get some damage, put on our Iago again, activate the cat, get rid of this character, and there's no character that is really instantly banished by moving the damage. Although this does give us a position to maybe use our cat, but we're still losing all of our characters. We basically have to pay 2, move the 2 damage onto the Surfer, and then just lose our... Well, now we could.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. As we go ahead and exert the Cheshire Cat, Matt being told that the Cobra is hungry for some cat today, gonna do some crazy stuff, deal with the Dumbo, deal with the cat, Knives sending damage to places, sending away the Iago, and suddenly Matt's board is nowhere near as big as it once was, from pretty much from the beginning of this game, just kind of having grown it Matt now on the opposite side here of a board that is just looking real scary.
Yeah, Matt does have 3 cards in hand, though, so he could probably deploy most of them and have quite the board. And answering one while drawing a card, not bad. I can almost see the cards that are in his hand.
Yeah.
Ooh,
We got to
that's
train these
not
folks
what
to
he
show us the
wants.
cards, but not show their opponents somehow. I wish there was a way to do that. That'd be great. Coming up on a future season of ICL, as we see the Maleficent, the Vexed Party Goer, finding her way back onto the table here.
We'd have to have a non-live stream. We'd have to have it delayed to do that. And even then, sometimes players have a card in their hand at the start of the game until halfway through the game. And like even a 10-minute delay wouldn't be good enough necessarily, which is a crazy thing to think of. But
I was going to say, you know how bad you have the slow play to try to, if a judge could, if we can't figure out that they were slow playing for those 10 minutes, we got bigger problems than them looking at that stream. But we do see here that Matt is sending all those characters sideways here, dealing with stuff, doing things, and Knive shuffling through the hand. Which, by the way, I just recently heard that there's games that have made hand shuffling a thing that is against the rules. What thoughts on that? What do you feel about hand shuffling being against the rules?
It is only against the rules in Japan.
Okay.
And I think it just has more to do with cultural differences of making noise and whatnot.
I see.
And that's my thought process on that.
Okay.
I mean, it instantly makes me not to want to ever play a Bandai game over there for sure, because I do that. I have that habit. I play TCGs. I've done it for a very, very long time. It's a pleasant thing for me.
I understand that. I do it sometimes, and then I try to put them down because I can. Yeah, I understand. I can see where it might be annoying to some people. So I'll do it maybe a couple times and be like, oh, I gotta stop, and I'll just put it on the. I'll put it face down on the table. As both players kind of in a weird spot here. Both players trying to decide where is their angle forward. Matt is ahead on the lore, has a Vexed Party Goer Maleficent, has a Carefree Surfer Stitch hanging out as well, and a Cheshire Cat, inexplicable in its nature, of course. Sending more characters onto the table, trying to solve the problem of getting to 20, closing this thing out in 2 games, while Knive is trying to get this thing to a game 3. But Matt is saying, no, we're going to play as many characters as we can, go as wide as possible here. Oh, goodness. Yep. So they're thinking through. Knive now waiting to see what Matt will do. Matt deciding, is this dock worth? Is it a trap? Is it worth it, or do I go for a quest? Matt says, nah, you can keep your dock. I'm going for a quest here. Sending the surfer, sending the party goer on to a quest to try to get as close as we can with the correct number on the board, equaling a victory for Matt if Knive were to do absolutely nothing here.
If nothing at all happens, we decide not to challenge at all.
Right. If Knive passed out right now and just said no, go for whatever reason, uttered the word before he passed out was your turn for whatever reason.
It's just like, oh, in my last breath, I will give you the win.
Yes. Knive is now doing some of that math that we've seen in so many games tonight in the ICL, putting the characters, kind of piling them together, saying, okay, challenge here, quest here, what's the number, what's the math? Knives separating his ink, of course. That's another thing that I've been on the other side of debates on whether it's worth it to do. Some people consider this to be like foreshadowing your hand and like indicating to your opponent what you have in hand, and they think it might be like bad technique for like a pro player. But I need the help. Like for me, that helps me out is separating the cards.
I mean, if you're gonna play it anyways, it's fine, right? Like, and even then, if your opponent's reading too much into it, you can also try to use it to bluff if you want. So like, any edge they can get from you changing your mind on a play, they need to take with a grain of salt.
That's true.
Because it's like, oh, if I think they had a better card there to play, that they were bluffing to play, Were they just bluffing it there? Because if they had that card, they should have played it because it would have been better. That's one of the big things about Lorcana is it's kind of hard to, like, a bluff like that doesn't really work as well as like a Rapunzel bluff, because the Rapunzel bluff, there is no gamesmanship. I mean, there could be, that's a different conversation, but like it's basically you do a legal action, you exert your character, and you allow them to challenge it, which then allows me to challenge yours and then play Rapunzel and draw cards. It's basically putting you in the position to have to think 2-3 steps ahead. And a lot of people are just so greedy that they're just like, oh, a good trade. Like, why is my opponent doing this? Who knows? Who knows? I better punish them. As we see Ohana right now.
Speaking of traps. Oh goodness, it's like we knew this moment was coming. Ohana means family, and family means that Matt drew 3 cards because Cheshire Cat was in so much pain, and then it wasn't.
Yep, and then
crazy, 3 cards.
Cheshire Cat is family to Rapunzel, so she gave him some scritchies behind the ear, drew 3 cards.
She said, pss, pss, pss. And here we are. Oh no. Yeah, so we see more Royal Guard. We see more. Oh goodness, what are we losing? We lose so many cards.
I can't believe that cat was activated 5 times.
That's crazy. And Olaf nowhere to be found to bring that thing back. That is insane.
The Justin play Olaf.
Yeah. Too little, too late, buddy. No warm hugs for you, dude. No warm hugs for you. Oh, goodness gracious.
I mean, does Olaf want a warm hug?
He does. He loves warm hugs. He wants warm hugs.
He wants to melt.
He does. Well, he's not aware that that's a possibility. He also loves summer.
I do.
He doesn't know what summer would be like. He wants to go to summer because
I need to rewatch
he just knows
Frozen
he'll love it. Yeah. He loves the prospect. He likes what could be, and doesn't know the reality of what is, and that's important.
I mean, that sounds about right.
As we see Demona sending itself to deal with Cheshire Cat. Enough of you getting card draw from that thing. We're going to send that Olaf in to deal with the Royal Guard. Do we bring back? Of course we do. Why would we not bring back a dock? That's what it's there for. We're going to go ahead and redeploy that dock, draw 2 more cards, play a Captain Hook with the remaining ink, and then we're going to pass it over. Was that a reclaiming the crown?
I was just like, did I
completely bypass a reclaiming the crown here? Holy moly.
Because I was just like, wait a second. I don't feel like Matt would just exert these characters, and I don't see a Demona. But this restoring the crown exerts all of your opponent's characters, and whenever you take banish them in a challenge, you gain 2 lore. So that also that just really brought Knive back into this game. This card is very powerful, does not see very much play, but as you see, like, Demona sees tons of play, and it does a similar thing. So maybe having a secret 6th copy of Demona is like where it's at.
I mean, it is uninkable, so I can see why some people don't, but it does gain you 2 lore. I mean, that was pretty powerful there to be able to help mitigate some of the problems that Knive was dealing with. Not completely, but it made some of the problems that Knive faced better. Will that be enough to reclaim or to claim the tempo back, try to win this thing back? That is going to be yet to be seen here, as Matt is just slowly climbing up there. We see the giant cobra, so we're going to tie now. We're now tied up with Matt. We're both at 15. Knive seeing that Matt has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, dealing with a Dumbo. There you go. So that is going to prevent Matt from claiming victory right away. Another dock, drawing 2 more. Oh my goodness, Knive is going crazy right now.
It's a weird spot that, like, if Matt had just quested, Knives might have had to have played the dock with no trigger and then played strength.
Yeah, certainly. As now Matt is going to try to take control here, not in the position to just win this game, can get up to 19 with the characters, unless he's playing something crazy or spicy like a White Rose or something. But we haven't seen one of those yet, so we got to assume he's not. But ultimately, Matt is going to try to figure out how we can claim victory here, because Knive is now the one that is representing story on board. as Matt is looking through the hand, trying to say, what can I do? How can I stop this thing
Well,
from going to a game 3?
like there's a few cards he could use that could get him there, like an Elsa. We'd also have to challenge. We have to answer 2 characters basically.
Yep.
So we can't just discard a card with Maleficent. We
Oh,
that's
Demona.
pretty good. That is one clean way to do it. We get to quest and bounce, and then our opponent could only go to 18. We've seen 2 Cobras down, so you could play that kind of risky play, hope your opponent doesn't have Cobra, or you could just quest with Maleficent, bounce their hook, and then challenge the dock with your Demona. And then that puts you at 17 with a couple different threats, and your opponent only has a Cobra to be able to challenge with. And that's kind of like what it looks like Matt's going to be doing, which I think is probably just the better play, but it does open up 1 or 2 more outs for Knives to stay in this game. Because if Knives plays a Demona himself, he then gets to challenge the Maleficent with the Cobra. Both of Matt's Demonas don't ready, and he could empty his hand low enough to then quest on his next turn to win.
Now keep in mind, Knives. So Knives now has 4 cards in hand, which means that Demona will stay exerted here if it even survives. This thing. World's greatest criminal mind targeting the Demona here.
It kind of matters and kind of doesn't, because Knife was already not going to be readying it. Like, he needs a Demona right here. He needs to ink, play his hook that got bounced, maybe another character, Demona back, quest, or challenge, the Maleficent. And that might lock the game. Like, this is an insanely close game we have right now. So many options for these Illumineers.
It is nuts right now. This has been so back and forth. Both players presenting the story on board, preventing that their opponent from doing that, reclaiming that tempo themselves. Knive right now trying to serve back this ball back, saying, "Hey, I need to reclaim this." Now the question becomes, Knives got plenty of ink, but do we have the resources? Do we have the tools to do it? As Knives is now doing the math, looking at the ink, thinking about the hand, and deciding whether or not this game is going to be able to make its way into a game 3. Knive, what do you have, buddy? Show us what you got.
Yeah, we're thinking, is it like this is definitely a death throes type of mathing, but it's also like maybe this is the out. Maybe this is it.
Now we do see separating 6. That is indicative of potentially another Demona coming in play here. Could be that restoring the crown. If we can get Matt to 3 cards in hand, his Demonas will stay locked on the next turn. So Knives trying to figure out, doing some math.
Restoring the crown would be absurd, as it would also put us to 18. Like, give us so many different outs to trying to win this game.
Yeah, that would be, yes. I'd be for it. As we see Hades
let me draw
a deal.
Yeah,
he does not. He says, "No, you will not draw. I'm not going to give you a Cobra, dude. Get out of here." As we send that Cobra into the Vex party goer. So Matt with a Soul Demona on the board right now. Can Knife clear this, or is Matt going to get a chance to eke ever so close to that 20 and potentially have a Cobra and win this whole thing? Knife, what do you got, buddy? We see Strength of a Raging Fire. Use this ink to play the Angel and just go wide. Say, hey, you can't deal with all this, or maybe you can. Let's find out.
They all only quest for 1. We only technically need to answer one of them. So an Elsa or Demona is not bad, but doesn't actually answer it cleanly. And we didn't. Did we draw 3 or 2?
On Knives side or Matt's?
Matt's side. Knife drew 2.
Knife drew 2. Yeah, I didn't catch. I believe it was 2. We see. Okay, so opting to ink the Royal Guard. All right, I see we're exerting. What do we got, buddy? What do we got? Show us, Matt. We see an Elsa. Okay, so something with Rush.
So that's gonna put Knives on needing to have a Cobra.
Yeah, that certainly will. We see the Demona coming in, obviously to challenge something, has to deal with the board here.
I mean, we could
question
quest
is
to
what?
19. I don't think we can take enough characters to get out of Cobra range is the issue. But maybe Matt sees a way that I do not.
Well, yes. So we're going to be going to 18 next turn for on Knives side here. If we do have the Cobra, we win. If not, we have to deal with Matt's board. So does Knive have the Cobra? Show us the Cobra, Knive. If you have it, I would imagine he'd slam this thing down right now. If you cannot get to that Cobra, you need it to win right now. If you can't, you need to deal with this board.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It's like if he plays another Hades, like, are you rolling those dice? He didn't last time, but with the, like, I really think I would have challenged or quested up to 18 here.
Yeah. Well, we
Or
are
19.
4, 5, 6, separating 6, separating the remaining of 4. Doing a count here, so we've got 6 that are being separated.
It's like, all right, if I'm going to play Demona, how many cards do I have to play Ink?
Yeah, so we see Doc.
Oh, are we
okay?
just...
Are we going to empty our hand? Or are we just going to say, hey, let's just empty our hand? Or are we playing that for a reason? Are we playing that for the strength value? We see Demona. So drawing the two cards to get back up to 3. Both players now. So Matt's Demonas are now locked, meaning that only Elsa will be live going into the next turn.
Did we hit Cobra?
Knive's going to go ahead and quest to 18. Do you has Cobra? No, he does not have Cobra. He passed it. Only Elsa getting ready, though.
See, this is why one of the reasons why I would have quested with that Demona.
Yep. That would have been the difference maker right there. That could have 100% been the difference maker. You're 100% right about that.
It could have also could have been another Restoring the Crown.
So looking for a genie, play the genie, seeing if we can find an answer, find some way to try to get this game back, locking down those Demonas by having Matt draw 3 from the Demona, locking them down. That may be the final nail here in this coffin. Finish this story. Matt, though, doesn't think it's over. Going to exert more cards. Playing an Elsa. Going to go ahead and exert that Demona.
All right. She's not ready in. We can take out one character, but that's still not enough. We need... I can't tell if Matt has 2 ink or 3. Like, I see 1 ready in the middle over there.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, but we scooped it up. We're going to game 3.
We are going to game 3. We've got 17 minutes left. I think that's plenty of time for a game here. 17 minutes left. Game 3, folks. Knive did it. Knive was able to eke it out. It was looking grim, and he solved the problem. He was able to figure this puzzle out. My goodness, that was an insane game, Luke. That was so crazy to watch.
It was super close, and those are the situations that are frustrating, because Matt can look back and be like, oh, if I had done this, I would have won. But I always just say like, oh yeah, but if I would have done that, he would have had this card instead. Like, he was fated to win, and that's why he had the card that punished my play. It felt like a 50-50 to do this or that. And sometimes you have to recalculate. Sometimes you have to switch gears and go from defense to attack. Like, you have to be aggressive, know when to just say, fine, I'm going to force you to have it. It's like, do you have it?
Yeah. Do you has is a very important question in TCGs for sure. Do you has? As Knive now is going to be given up, is doing the mulligan. Both players figuring out their hand. They're going to have to figure this out. Both of their beginnings have been pretty similar the last 2 games. Not huge stumbling point. They haven't stumbled a whole lot. There's been some very finite decisions that they've made kind of in the middle towards the end of the game. I think to your point that you were sharing, like things that really could have affected the outcome, like that Matt could have potentially won the game had he quested, for example. But ultimately, I think that both players are looking for a pretty similar strategy to what they've seen opening up. They're going to have to get a little bit lucky with some of the things that they draw. You're going to want to get docks at the right time. Those Demonas have been a huge impact on this game too. Stringing up the Demonas, even that Restoring the Crown had a huge impact too.
I was literally just going to say, I'm pretty sure Restoring the Crown won this game for Knife, actually.
Yeah.
Because at the point where that happened, I was just like, Matt is so far ahead. And then I kind of blinked and I didn't know what happened. It felt like a whole turn was taken away from Matt. Like, it was as if Knife got to play 2 turns in a row somehow.
Yeah.
It was just backbreaking, right? It was a Demona for I mean, I guess it could have been another Demona, but one that didn't require your opponent to draw more cards again.
No. Just to point out here, Matt, it looks like Matt went pass on 1 to play Willow on 2 with no 1-drop to boot. So a low roll hand, I would say, on Matt's side here. Knive, of course, doing Amethyst Steel things, playing a character on 1, then played a Calhoun on 2, just doing the things that make Amethyst Steel so very good. While Matt is kind of behind right now in where he probably wants to be for this game.
I was just about to go warn them that we could see Matt's hand, and the judge was already on top of it.
This is what, listen, ICL judges for the win. We love our ICL judges. They do so much work. Unsung heroes, those ICL judges. We love you. We thank you for everything that you do.
Oof.
Oh, dude. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it turns out that even if you can't play it, it's also a great buffer for something like a Mowgli. So even when you don't get to play it, it's a good way to insulate yourself from removal from that vicious little kid. Seeing a second Calhoun find its way and Knives going full steam ahead, saying, "I bet you won't turn those characters."
Do you have the punish? Play another Mowgli, Matt. Play another Mowgli, Matt. Do it. He only has the strength left in his hand. Play another Mowgli, Matt.
Oh, you'd love to see it if you're Matt. A 1-cost Mowgli would be good here, but opting to maybe not too late. We're going to draw 2 more. We do have that Woodchuck guide here. Going to look at 2 more cards. Maybe we can still take advantage of that discount. Opting to ink a Horseman Strikes. Interesting choice here. That card has come in, has been relevant in this game. So having to ink that could be tough in the later phases of the game. Choosing to turn 1 sideways.
We did get to see Knives' hand.
Yep.
And I don't think we saw Genie in there. Speaking of Genie, Knives can't really cleanly answer this unless he goes ink, play, hook, strength. And while that does answer the Genie, that means we're inking something good and playing a hook.
Yeah.
And so now a turn has to wait. I'm hoping Matt has another Horseman Strike in hand.
And Knive is just saying, hey, all of these characters are 2 strength or less. I'm just going to continue to put you in a very weird position. I'm going to keep questing with these characters. Your characters do not deal with my Calhoun's nice and clean. And so that Grandmother Willow with that 1 discount, allowing him to play the Marshmallow.
Oh, no.
Marshmallow's back. Does that mean Demona will follow suit shortly behind?
This is kind of upsetting. I guess maybe we did know about the Genie from the Mowgli. So inking that tells me that we are really low on cards, inkable cards there. But Genie's just going to sing Strength on Marshmallow, which is just devastating.
You have to. I mean, that thing is so scary. It's presented so many problems here. Speaking of problems, how about a dock?
Did you see what it discarded?
Yeah, the Restoring the Crown. So there's 2 in this deck.
Yeah, the second crown discarded, which would have been also backbreaking if we had drawn ink. But I do believe crown cost 6. So yeah, we were still 2 turns away, and we're missing an ink there. I think playing it to discard was what we had to do, even as devastating as it is. But if we hit a Demona, I think the game is almost over. Getting the lore from the Calhouns and questing away. Knives is like far ahead. We needed that earlier. Still hits.
Oh, he hit it.
Still hits some sauce.
He hit it. Oh my goodness. So, and the worst part is, had he played that earlier, he would have been punished again with a second Restoring the Crown potentially. With depending on where that is. So interesting play here. Made the right call, but had to do it. I think Knives is identifying here that he, at least up until the point that he's been at, doing what he's been doing, the right call here, getting to 7, questing out as we see an Elsa coming in to exert another character to deal with this board. So Knives has been dealing with the threats effectively, dealing with the Marshmallow effectively, dealing
with 5 drop off
the
top.
Yeah, off the tizzy. It's exactly what you want to see if you're Knive here.
I think you're putting that Genie on the bottom of the deck.
Yeah. Knive doesn't need any more advantage here. This is getting crazy. Speaking of advantage, running all the way to 11, Knive is running for the finish line, telling Matt, yo, You thought I was an Amethyst Steel deck. How about I'm a Dogs deck now? I'm just gonna go real quick. I'm gonna turn sideways here, and you need to catch up to me, dude.
Ooh. And of
Ooh,
course,
that's a
we
rough
draw
game.
Demona to punish us for not letting him draw 2 cards.
Yikes.
Possibly.
Yikes.
Well, we played one
But
anyways. Oh,
that's rough. That's rough. You kind of wish you just let him draw the cards, seeing that, but man, oh man, you're put in a position to do it. We play a third Mowgli. This is just not what you want to see.
wow.
Oh no.
You don't want to see that hand. Genie, Cheshire Cat, Dog, 3 of the best cards in the deck, 3 of the best cards in the format, dominating this whole time, and I'm just like, no, this is mine on the draw, on the draw, right?
Yes.
Oof.
Yes, because Knive won the game 2. So Knives is running ahead of this. Matt, with a slow start, facilitated Knives' ability to just clamber right past him in tempo really early on. You would, if you were looking at this game right now, you would never know that Knive went second. You wouldn't even have guessed it.
Not at all. But like the other, like I was thinking earlier, is like, this is too many Calhouns. It's not very good. But when Matt just has an army of 1/2s, he can't challenge any of these Calhouns away, even if he wanted to.
Oh my, no, yeah, this is just a runaway freight train right now. Mickey's Runaway Railway on full effect here, and Knive just making a mad dash for the finish as Matt is just forced to watch Knive play solitaire effectively. Only interacting with his board a couple of times here, was able to sing a strength to deal with the marshmallow, but ultimately Knive just playing turn card sideways simulator here.
Yeah, it's a crazy thought, but maybe Matt should have not gone for the book on turn 3. Most likely he drew the Genie the next turn, but had he been able to play the Genie on turn 3 there, maybe he could have been a more aggressive in this game, and then that could have been a little bit, like, he could have went Genie into Marshmallow instead of Mowgli into Genie into Marshmallow, which then would have given him possibly 1 turn of questing with Marshmallow to make it that then Knives was 1 turn less of questing out.
Yeah, this is just insane what we've seen in all 3 of these games. By the way, I would just shout out to both teams tonight. I got to give mad props to both teams on the ICL, playing their darndest. Great decks on display, lots of spice, and this final game, this final round 3, just crazy back and forth sequences, games that have come close, games that people running away with it. Now this game is not over, and Matt is telling Knives, I'm not done. I ain't heard no bell. I'm gonna keep singing and swinging and going sideways here. Matt telling Knives, figure this out.
Would you like to challenge you with your Calhouns?
Yeah, and Matt being a gentleman, shaking the virtual hand of Knives, offering up the Mowglis as a sacrifice for the end of this game. Wow.
That pretty brutal there.
That was crazy, dude. That was insane. What a great sequence that was. All 3 of those games.
I feel like this was a big reason why a lot of people say they really love Amethyst Mirrors. That second game just was back and forth for 5 or 6 turns. Like, that's the type of game that when I play it, win or lose afterwards, I'm like, that was so satisfying. That was what I enjoy in playing a game. It's why I play card games, and it's what I crave. Unfortunately, those are not every game. Rarely do you get a game where one person doesn't just run away or not.
Yeah. The variance has a strong impact on this game sometimes, and I think we saw it there, especially in that game 3. I think ultimately just having such a very slow start over on the impact side there, that slow start really created some problems, and just like let Knives just run away with it. And like, just when you thought that like a Marshmallow was going to come and just kind of help control the board, 5 characters, a strength, and just shut it down, and that was it.
See,
that was like the story of game 3.
I think you cursed it by you were like, yeah, you play the Marshmallow deck, you win your one game every round, and then you lose 2. And what happens? He crushes game 1, has this insane sequence of events that just do everything he needs to do. And in the next 2, he has this haymaker back and forth game that's amazing. And in the 3rd game, he just kind of gets ran over. While Knives had about everything he needed to do to just keep going, revealing the hand of Genie, Cheshire Cat,
and
Doc into the Mowgli. It's nuts,
it was nuts. It was insane. Wow, well played. And the chat goes wild, by the way. Bro Hamilton, Lycos, I think I see Top Deck King as well. Members of the Sunflower Illumineers, and the crowd goes wild, having a great time. Fans of the ICL. I'm my job is to talk and I'm speechless. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, and that wraps it up for Sunflower Illumineers, able to take this in the 3rd game of the 3rd match to go 2-1 against Impact TCG. Fantastic games, as you were saying, all 3 rounds. A little bit of spice here and there. Fantastic playing. I say a little bit of spices. Jamal just his deck was absurd.
I was gonna say
it was so fun.
It was like star anise and all kinds of every spice that you never put in a meal. It was all in presence there. It was great. It was like a cornucopia of spice. It
definitely felt like playing a set champs where everyone was like, we're gonna bring the best crazy good decks,
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, I'd love to see it. I'm glad to have been here for it, and I want to say thank you for having me here for that. But I'm assuming are all
that was actually the last round.
Okay.
That was the last game of all the games being played.
Oh man, so I don't even get a bonus game to wind me down. How am I gonna go to bed? Dude, my adrenaline right now is through the roof, dude. How am I supposed to go to sleep after a game? Are you kidding me, dude? I'm not gonna go to bed till 3 a.m. now. This is crazy.
You don't need to go to bed. Sleep is for the weak.
Sleep is for the weak. That's crazy. Holy
I mean, Knives can go to sleep. Winners get to sleep. Everyone else, you're going back to the hotel room. You're gonna think about all the mistakes you made. Right. And you're gonna
rub
stay
your nose
up
in it and think about what you did. All right. Holy smokes, that was crazy. Knives saying he can hop on for a post game interview if you'd like to. That's crazy stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna raid another channel now. That was it for tonight. Thank you very much. I'll probably be back this week during the morning with some ICL in the mornings, maybe even with Gabe here. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. Until then, I'll see you on my normal daily stream. You can check out Color over at JDZ's stream tomorrow. JDZ with the daily stream almost every day. Fantastic. Gabe hanging out on everyone's streams. You need to start your own show, bruh. Obviously.
Yeah. I think there's stuff happening in the background, and I think we're gonna get there soon. But in the meantime, you can catch me on Twitter, Gabe, ILL
on
Gabe,
Twitter,
on X or whatever. That's the first place, and catch me there. Follow me there because there will be some news coming in regards to other things that I'll be doing that I'd love to share with you there. But yeah. You can always catch me there, and in the meantime, I love hanging out with you, Luke. I have no problem spending time with you and talking about Lorcana, my favorite thing to talk about. So I'm all in for it.
Lorcana is a blast, and the morning stream with you has been pretty fun as well.
A good time. It's been a good time.
I've tried to start 3 streams, and I think they're broken.
Are they broken or they're shut down? It's late. Over here on the East Coast, it's almost 10:30, dude. It's crazy. These young kids trying to stay up late, dude. This is nuts. Playing their Pokopia and their Pokemon Minecraft or whatever.
Well, of course.
Playing all the crazy things.
I think we're gonna end up rating some Final Fantasy Tactics then.
There you go.
For those people who like to gamble, you say you like betting on games here, you know what it's about. Try this out for some fun digital gambling on Twitch. I quite enjoy this. I love playing Final Fantasy Tactics, one of my favorite PlayStation games of all time. I bought it again when it was re-released on there, and play Pokopia while betting on random RPG fights. But until next time, have a fantastic night.
I didn't know betting on RPG fights was a thing you could do. That's crazy.